This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,502, silver at $16.96, and Bitcoin is trading around $10,930. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high-availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, the morning of Jeffrey Epstein's death, shouting and shrieking could be heard from his jail cell, according to CBS News, while guards attempting to revive him were saying, "Breathe, Epstein, breathe." The Mind Unleashed reports that Epstein, who was reportedly in good spirits recently, meeting with his lawyers for up to 12 hours a day to discuss his case, was found hanging in his lower Manhattan jail cell with a bedsheet around his neck, which was reportedly secured to the top of a bunk bed. On Monday, Attorney General William Barr said the Epstein case was personally important to him and that the prison had, quote, serious irregularities, end quote. Notably, the staff at MCC reportedly violated prison protocol by failing to check on the high-profile inmate every 30 minutes. Epstein, whose defense attorney successfully lobbied for him to be taken off suicide watch about a week before he was found dead, was also supposed to have a cellmate. In a rare show of bipartisanship, the House Judiciary Committee has sent a letter to the acting director of the Bureau of Prisons demanding answers. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Farmers facing record bankruptcies and collapsing incomes due to President Donald Trump's escalating trade war with China were not amused by U.S. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue's joke about their economic pain during an event in Minnesota last week. Perdue told an audience of thousands of farmers gathered in a barn near Morgan, Minnesota, quote, "I had a farmer tell me this in Pennsylvania." And then the punchline, quote, "What do you call two farmers in a basement? A wine cellar," end quote. Some laughed at the Agriculture Secretary's joke, but other farmers booed and denounced Perdue's wisecrack as callous and tone-deaf mockery of the real hardship caused by the Trump administration's trade policies. Perdue's characterization of struggling farmers as whiners came after the Trump administration announced it will impose a 10% tariff on $300 billion of Chinese goods starting September 1st, a significant escalation in the ongoing trade war between the two global powers. It looks as though something big was taking place around Area 51 over the weekend, according to fragmented reports from various sources compiled by The Drive. The Mind Unleashed reports that the report notes that significant tests could have been happening over the weekend after learning that notices to airmen had been published that mark certain areas within the Nevada Test and Training Range off limits to any air traffic at any altitude. The notices to airmen are generally for military air crews, not civilian or commercial air traffic. They were first pointed out by an aviation enthusiast on Twitter. In addition to the notices, there were also reports of odd Janet flights, the nickname for the nonstop flights to Area 51 from Las Vegas's airport by onlookers. This activity was described as unusual and is speculated to be indicative of a major test event near Area 51. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Everyone in a bustling Chinese parade is attempting to elude pursuers. Newly discovered cave paintings suggest early man was battling a lot of inner demons, and a xylophonist is shredding it. This Tuesday, FBI officials disclosed details of a disturbing al-Qaeda plot to just kick back, relax, and savor the inevitable collapse of the United States. Intelligence agencies confirmed the massive coordinated plan involves terrorist cells across the globe, training specifically to take a load off and unwind as America's political infighting, class divides, moral indolence, and environmental self-destruction gradually tear the nation apart.
Our righteous warriors will devote our time to relaxing and really soaking in the infidels' self-destruction. America's cities will be reduced to ruins. The economy will come to a standstill. And we, the Blessed of Islam, will kick back, put our feet up, and enjoy the show. It's going to be great.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live. You're welcome to join us here. All you have to do is dial in toll-free, where you are invited to take control of the airwaves. You can bring up whatever's on your mind, although tonight we're going to start by talking about the ongoing drama in Portland. Not Portland, Maine, which is closer to where we are here in New Hampshire, but Portland, Oregon, where once again the what they call Proud Boys and Antifa, a.k.a. anti-fascists,
supposedly,
purportedly, yeah, they are coming together once again to have themselves a fight. At least that's likely what is going to occur.
Yeah.
Ford Fisher, who we met actually in Vegas, who's a libertarian journalist, basically. He's actually been on the ground out there. He loves to just put himself into these situations. I've reached out to Ford to see if we can get him on tonight. I don't know if we'll be able to, because he's got a helmet on and basically armor. Wow. Because these two sides, these Proud Boys and the Antifa, they are not friendly to one another at all. This is not the first time that they have had conflict, and it's not the first time they've conflicted together in the city of Portland specifically. So this seems to be a bit of a flashpoint for these two groups to get together.
Well, Portland, like a lot of cities on the West Coast, is pretty liberal.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is a place where if you are right-leaning, you can certainly, if you hold a rally, then you're going to
get some attention.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, we've had rallies here in Keene, New Hampshire, where there's some liberal people, and nothing like this ever happens. But we're not right-wing either.
But you also don't attract the extremist types either.
Well, I mean, define extremist type.
I would say violent extremists.
By the way, it's Ian Riley and Chris here in the studio. I don't know if we did that at the beginning of the show, but we're here. We'll take your calls, your thoughts. Thankfully, the various different protests and such that have happened here in New Hampshire as part of the liberty movement have been relatively unopposed as far as violent lunatics are concerned. So, we've got it easy over here by comparison. We also don't have near the numbers as either of these two sides appear to have. I mean, we're talking about a group of probably mostly men, or certainly the Proud Boys are likely all male, and then the Antifa, probably more of a mix, but still probably likely mostly males, because those tend to be the types of people who are coming out looking for an opportunity to commence a beating on the other side. Now, according to tweets from Ford Fisher, he says as of at least 3 hours ago, he has yet to witness any violence on either side. However, Chris, you say there have already been 13 arrests. That doesn't necessarily mean all 13 arrests were for violence.
Correct.
I know that the police apparently are seizing, according to the AP report here, seizing things that they believe could be used as weapons. So even flagpoles apparently are being prohibited in the various protest areas.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see how the press portrays this stuff too. And
right.
And this is a rally, from what I understand, was organized by Patriot Prayer, and they are I don't know if I don't know enough about them to say they're far right. To me, they look right wing. They go to places and they like to demonstrate in favor of free speech, and they have a right to do this.
Well, is that all they're in favor of? Because from what I understand about at least the Proud Boys, and we've talked about this Patriot Prayer group at least once in the past in relation to things that have gone on in Portland, and I'm not sure what the differences are between Patriot Prayer and Proud Boys. I suspect there's a lot of crossover between both of those groups, if there is much of a separation at all between them. But as I understand it, at least the Proud Boys... And please, if I'm wrong about this, please call in. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. This is just me going on memory of what we've talked about before, is the Proud Boys are supposedly proud of being Western, and they believe that a woman's place is in the kitchen and the bedroom, that kind of thing.
So the old-fashioned misogynist types.
But everything I read about
you could look at it that way.
Patriot Prayer, everybody who tries to tear them down seems to point out that, well, they attract groups like the Proud Boys. They attract people like hell-shaking street preachers. And I'm having a hard time locating exactly what it is that Patriot Prayer is actually saying, or are they...
What do they stand for?
Yeah, are they inviting
Well,
them?
they certainly sound religious, right? I mean, they've got the name prayer.
Right.
Well, yeah.
So perhaps they're more of a religious right-wing sect instead of the Proud Boys. Maybe the Proud Boys aren't as upfront religious. I'm somewhat speculating here.
I think I'd based on what I've seen, Proud Boys would fall into far right from my estimation. I think these guys are going to be right wing. Definitely Trump supporters. They want to make some noise. I don't know if everything's hard right left, hard right, hard left, hard right. It's just,
which is really sad.
There are a lot of moderate people in the world.
Well, Riley, do you know anything about these groups?
I didn't get enough information on them before we started the show, so I don't know enough about them. But I just want to say that it's really sad that we have all these extremists coming out in force. It's like, what's going on here?
Well, that's what I want to know is why are these people fighting so darn much? I just don't understand. It's just, I think people want an excuse to have conflict. This group that I hate is going out in the streets, so I need to go out and show people how much I hate them.
Yeah.
And for Antifa certainly has made their share of right-wing haters. And basically for the left, they hate all groups that support Trump. That's all it takes to be considered far right wing. Well, in their eyes.
And you can argue that the Proud Boys / Patriot Prayer group, they going out there for the purpose of starting a fight? Are they hoping that by being there that they will, that somebody will throw a punch, somebody from Antifa will, try to start something, and therefore give them the excuse to commence whatever beatdown they were hoping to do? Because in that case, they didn't start it, right? If Patriot Prayer shows up and we're just here protesting, and somebody from Antifa comes up and throws a punch, well, then it's on, right?
Right. It becomes how far is either side going to take it. Antifa seems to be willing to always let's have a fight. The Proud Boys, I don't know anything about Proud Boys. I don't know anything about these far right groups, but I'm just kind of going back over stories to see what they've actually done. And if you're yelling, if you're in the street yelling because you don't like somebody else's opinion, you got a right to yell. You don't have a right to beat somebody over the head.
Exactly.
And either side that does that is in the wrong from a libertarian point of view.
All right. So according to now, the Patriot Prayer Group does have an official website. We'll see if we can pull up some information because, I don't want to just necessarily rely on what Wikipedia says about it because that, obviously can be edited by anybody, although that certainly is a fine place to get started. Patriot Prayer, it says here, join us, but it doesn't say anything about, hey, this is what we believe, here's why you should join. It's just, the front page of the website is just a bunch of, news stories about them.
Right.
There's not really anything here about, what we believe. At least if it's there, it's not jumping out at me. They do have a logo that says, God in freedom, courage and faith, Patriot Prayer. So that's what they're if that gives you some idea of what these people might believe in, their logo appears to be a lion with a crown of bloody-looking thorns around its head. So is that like a Jesus reference?
Yes, it is a Jesus reference, as I understand it.
But it's on a lion.
Yeah.
So what's the relevance of the lion, I guess? They're big and tough,
I guess
kind
so.
of thing?
Yeah.
Toll-free number here tonight if you want to join us, 855-450-FREE. So right now, these two groups are in the streets in Portland. If you're out there and you want to comment, you're certainly welcome to join us. Toll-free number 855-450-FREE like freedom. If you are a member of either of these groups, or maybe there's three different groups here at least, there's probably different subgroups in Antifa as well, would be my guess. If you want to share your perspective, why you're there, or if you didn't go, why not? 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We'll find out more about what's going on, and you can share your thoughts on anything on Free Talk Live.
Anarchadelphia is a conference dedicated to the principles of liberty, individual sovereignty, and freedom from coercion, located in Philadelphia, the cradle of liberty. Anarchadelphia seeks to shed light on issues such as geopolitics, blockchain economics, spiritual health and wellness, as well as exposing the Earth's sacred hidden knowledge, featuring Mark Passio, Max Egan, Derek Brose, Jeff Berwick, and many more this September 13th through 15th. For info and tickets, visit anarchadelphia.com.
Is oral health important to you? If you don't like your own teeth, fresh breath, or kissing people, then by all means stop listening. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I became passionate about the product that she created and never want to live without it. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, but I find it does much more. They want you to love My Magic Mud as much as I do, so they're giving you a money-back guarantee plus 20% off. Go to mymagicmud.com and use coupon code FTL20 at checkout. mymagicmud.com, FTL20.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556 ICAGoldSilver.com.
Are you able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, without having to check in with anyone? Or are you stuck in a job, business, relationship, or marriage where you can't do what you want, where you're pretty much a glorified prisoner? I'm Caleb Jones, and my staff and I have taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create location-independent income under a flexible schedule and how to date women under your terms. Go to freelifeinfo.com to download 7 free books and podcasts so you can live a life like this too.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippies! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadadi.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. Dial in, toll free, bring up whatever you want. Our number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We've got the Discord call-in line rooms at discord.lrn.fm. And do you feel stuck in a job or relationship or both? Caleb Jones has taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create low-work, high-income, location-independent businesses, and how to date women under your terms. 2.0 alpha males have learned how to break free and how to truly live. Shouldn't you be able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, and not have to ask permission or answer to anyone? To date whomever you want, even if you're already in a relationship. Living in a free society isn't going to help you much if your life isn't free. Visit freelifeinfo.com and download the Alpha Male 2.0 Starter Pack for free. Included 7 free books and a podcast, so you can start living a truly free life right now. The Alpha Male 2.0 Starter Pack will show you the exact strategies Caleb and his team use to get better with women, increase their income and personal freedom and happiness. Get your free Alpha Male 2.0 Starter Pack at freelifeinfo.com. That's freelifeinfo.com. As we continue talking about the Patriot Prayer Group versus Antifa in the streets right now, in Portland, Oregon. And according to some research you've been doing online there, Chris, you found some allegations about the founder, Joey, of Patriot Prayer, who apparently has just been arrested earlier today. He turned himself into the police. Joey Gibson is his name. Now, according to OregonLive.com, they've arrested him not in relation to anything that he did today, but apparently charges linked to a May Day fight outside of a Portland bar. And I think we talked about that back when that happened.
A woman was hurt in that. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything that says Patriot Prayer started violence against anybody else. They seem to hold these events, and they seem to be promoting free speech. Now, undoubtedly, people in Portland take this differently because they are pro-Trump. So if you have anything to say about Patriot Prayer, I'd love to hear it.
Maybe you've been involved before, or you're currently involved with them now. Maybe you are the opposition, and you want to tell us what you think they're really about. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. So did you want to go through what the Wikipedia article says this guy believes? Because presumably his group would share some of those beliefs, even though it's not clear from the Patriot Prayer website what they actually believe in.
Right. So if you skip past the references to, him being alt-right and stuff like that, he says, and let me get back to his page, he says that he considers himself a moderate libertarian, but his organization has been described by the media as alt-right. There's a whole lot of that described by the media as alt-right.
Now, of course, the media doesn't really understand what libertarian is anyway. Right.
No.
So
they paint libertarians as maybe slightly conservative, something like that. I don't know.
They do have a tendency to do that, which is understandable given the Libertarian Party, which is one of the more visible aspects of the libertarian movement. By no means the only aspect, but one of the more visible ones, has proffered in their last 3 election campaigns a former Republican governor / representative. They had Bob Barr in 2008, who's awful. And then Gary Johnson in 2012 and 2016, who's a little less awful, but still
awful, yeah.
But still not libertarian.
Not libertarian.
And so it's understandable why the media would look at the Libertarian Party and say, oh, yeah, there's some somewhat conservative people.
So Gibson ran for a U.S. Senate seat in Washington State. He lives in Washington State, right across the river from Portland. He describes himself as, quote, a moderate libertarian, and some of the positions that they've listed have to do with, immigration. He wants a pathway to citizenship for non-criminal illegal aliens. He supports decriminalization of marijuana.
I can get behind that one.
Same-sex marriage should be legal.
Yes.
Legal.
Yes.
Should be legal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound too right-wing, It does sound a little bit libertarian.
He advocates for term limits for Congress, implementation of a national sales tax. That it's a frequently proposed idea that if you do this, it'll be more fair.
We had a guy on during the Porcupine Freedom Festival not during the Porcupine, I guess during Fork Fest. We had him on during Fork Fest, and he is big time into the whole fair tax thing.
Yeah.
And I understand why, because he believes it's going to get rid of the income tax. I don't believe that it will. I don't think you can get that deal out of the government.
I don't think so either.
A politician will tell you it will.
Right.
He's in favor of abolition of the Internal Revenue Service. He wants to abolish the IRS as part of his national sales tax idea. He thinks that government is too much controlled by the pharmaceutical and healthcare industries. So
it's definitely highly influenced.
Yeah.
By them.
So, again, when I look into this guy, and I could be completely wrong, it seems to be every article I read on him, it says is known to or attended, his rallies are attended by people that are more far right. I think the Proud Boys would probably describe themselves as a far right group.
Possibly so.
Yeah.
I don't know any Proud Boys, so I don't know who we would ask about that.
We need some Proud Boys to call.
Well, let's go. We got Bad Slave on the line here, and I guess he's been watching some footage from Portland right now. Go ahead, Bad Slave. You're calling from New Hampshire.
Yeah, thanks. And I've been kind of following them because I like Gavin McInnes.
Now, who are you following?
Well, Gavin McInnes. He was one of the founders of.
Didn't he renounce himself from the Proud Boys recently?
Yeah, he left the Proud Boys, and I'm not even sure on the details.
Well, now normally that only happens when somebody feels as though the organization they founded has strayed from its original core principles. I mean, that's generally the reason.
That may be the case. I don't know, but I'm looking at ProudBoysUSA.com about us right now.
Okay.
And just a big box on the screen. It says, "How to Save America: Abolish prison, give everyone a gun, legalize drugs, end welfare, close the borders, venerate the housewife, glorify the entrepreneur, shut down the government." I think there's only one in there that's really negative in a libertarian standpoint.
Well, I mean,
that's closing the borders. And there
venerate the housewife is something that's going to generate a lot of strong opinions.
Well, no, I mean, the housewife is if you expect that woman chose that life, then yes, that's the right answer.
Well, yeah, that's something that somebody wants to do. But I think these guys want, and thank you for the call tonight, Bad Slave. These guys want, that's all they want for women, from what I understand.
And they like them white.
Was that right?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Now, that's Proud Boys, not the Patriot Prayer, because isn't the Patriot Prayer sort of multi-ethnic?
Proud Boys.
More coming up here in moments. 855 450 free like freedom. This is Free Talk Live.
Business owners, you want more customers? Accept cryptocurrencies. There's people all around you just waiting to spend money at your store. If only you would take it. I know, you've been waiting till someone else makes it easy. Well, good news. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com adds Bitcoin to your point of sale, totally free. Use the same equipment you already have, now with Bitcoin. And unlike credit cards, there's no fees. Let the guys at HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com bring new customers to your store. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
This is novelist Tom Robbins. When my mother was diagnosed with glaucoma, her conservative Virginia physician told her there was only one treatment that might ease her pain and save her eyesight. That treatment was medical marijuana, which he could not prescribe. I offered to get her some and teach her how to use it effectively, but my father objected because marijuana was against the law. So my mother, who loved to read and walk in nature, was condemned to grow cruelly, unnecessarily blind. Tragedies like this happen all the time, but they don't have to keep happening. To learn more about medical marijuana, call the Marijuana Policy Project at 1-877-JOIN-MPP or visit them on the web at mpp.org.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Don't you hate that feeling in the pit of your stomach when the police pull you over? Most people have no idea how to handle it properly, and they promptly get fed into the municipal fee-generating meat grinder. Or maybe you recall that feeling you get when you go to the mailbox and see one or more letters from the IRS. You get a sense of impending doom, don't you? So let me ask you, if you could learn how to use the law to beat the IRS, traffic tickets, almost any courtroom scenario, collectors, credit card debt, and even mortgage debt because of fraud perpetrated against you, would that be worth knowing about? Don't laugh. Investigate. Check out the life-changing benefits of the Lighthouse Law Club at their website, lighthouselaw.club. That's lighthouselaw.club. And while you're at it, visit the Lighthouse Law Club YouTube channel. You might be in for a pleasant surprise.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up whatever you want here. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. What is the latest in Portland, Oregon, where the so-called Proud Boys and Antifa are gathered for what may end up being a fracas? So far, however, apparently violence has been at a minimum, if not happening at all, as long as you don't count the police.
Right.
Because apparently the police have made 13 arrests so far. We've just been trying to shake out exactly what the difference is between a Proud Boy and a Patriot prayer.
It seems to be Patriot Prayer, at least, and going to the SPLC, they don't even name Patriot Prayer as one of their hate groups, and that's unusual.
Okay.
I thought the SPLC named everyone who voted for Donald Trump as a hate person, at least. But a lot of these clashes occur at events that Patriot Prayer puts on, and they are frequently attended by some far-right groups, and that includes the Proud Boys and stuff like that, and Antifa is always there to counter-protest. And I don't know, who threw the first who throws the first fist. I guess that's the
big question here.
The game of chicken in Portland.
So if you want to weigh in, you're welcome to join us. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. And as far as investing, gold has definitely been on the move recently, and it's historically known to be the most secure investment. McAlvany ICA has a free report that you can download if you'd like to learn more about investing in precious metals. The report is the 6 advantages of adding precious metals to an IRA and how you can double your ounces. Get it online at icagoldsilver.com. McAlvany ICA is also offering a free portfolio review. They're America's foremost precious metals advisors and have been since 1972. ICA pioneered practices leading strategies for compounding ounces. They have been helping people take delivery of precious metals with both domestic and international fine storage options for decades. They've also helped thousands of investors with precious metals IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556. That's 800-525-9556. Or download their free report online at icagoldsilver.com, icagoldsilver.com. So we're talking about the situation in Portland. Once again, these two groups, at least two groups, maybe there are several, subgroups within both sides. We've already learned that there's the Proud Boys and Patriot Prayer. Apparently, Patriot Prayer has held events, and this may be a Patriot Prayer event that's being held today.
Yes.
And they sometimes attract, or maybe always attract, Proud Boys to attend the events. Now, of course, whenever you put a public event on, you can't control who shows up. You have no idea. Maybe it's going to be a group of angry, violent, armed haters. Maybe it's going to be a group of people who kind of agree with you on some things, but not on a bunch of other things. But they, wanted to come out to your event anyway, just to see what was going to happen. Or maybe in the hopes of getting into a fight with the violent, angry haters who will show up. So, that's one of the problems with public property is anybody can be there. And it gets really difficult to discern sometimes who is with who and who's on whose side.
Well, and it allows politicians to interject themselves into it based on their beliefs.
Exactly, and politicians will do that a lot.
And, and Portland seems to have kind of you have the city government that's been pretty supportive, I should say, not supportive of the right protests, but also trying not to appear too pro Antifa, and you have the police, which seem to be more supportive of the right.
You think the police are more supportive of the right? In Portland?
That has been the allegation a couple times by Antifa and by others.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they haven't...
Because I know that Cantwell believes the opposite's true, at least in Charlottesville.
Right. The right just hasn't really been the ones who have initiated violence in Portland. They've been pretty much, we're going to hold a protest, and I'm just looking at the news from today. They held their rally, and I guess around noon... The Proud Boys notified the Portland cops that they'd like to go now. So could you please clear away so we don't encounter any violence? And they left.
So that's it. The rally's over?
That rally.
Okay.
I don't know what's gone on since then, but that's the type of thing. And it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. And Trump tweeted today that he was watching this very closely, like he tweets about everything. And he's looking at Antifa, whether Antifa should be named as a terrorist organization.
According to the story at thedailybeast.com, Proud Boys are declaring their rally a success, citing Donald Trump's tweets as evidence. Hundreds of far-right protesters swarmed downtown Portland today, with many of them looking as if they were ready to do battle against the anti-fascist demonstrators who'd gathered to confront them. But the potentially dangerous and volatile situation the city's mayor had warned of seems to have fizzled out rather quickly after the Proud Boys and other far-right groups behind the protest reportedly asked police to help them leave the area. Their quick exit from the long-awaited standoff against anti-fascist groups came just a few hours after President Trump signaled he was watching, which was apparently all many on the far right wanted anyway. Proud Boys protest organizer Joe Biggs told the Oregonian, quote, "Go look at President Trump's Twitter," when asked what message the group wanted to convey. Quote, "He talked about Portland. He said he's watching Antifa. That's all we wanted. We wanted national attention, and we got it. Mission success." That was it, huh?
Yeah, that's it. And I don't know. More stuff is possible, but it seems like it was a non-event. Like the politicians were so worried about what the left and the right are going to do, and we're going to freak everybody out and get everybody looking, and it looks like they just said, "Yeah, we're going home."
Well, I'm glad to hear that it was a non-event. I mean, I don't relish seeing people being beaten over their beliefs in the streets, which is why all of this seems so silly to me, especially if your point was to just get national attention. Normally when you go, I mean, I don't know what these people do normally, but normally, as an activist or somebody who's going out into the streets to do some sort of form of protest or speech or whatever, national attention is a nice thing to get, but that's not what you should hope for, or that at least that's not what you should expect out of something like that, or make that your main goal. To me, the goal is to reach out to the people who are there, the people who are in the streets. Right. Now, you can obviously, you can promote what you're doing. You can put photographs and videos, and you can do interviews and try to get as much attention, because it is obviously about getting attention for usually some sort of purpose. Right. Usually there's some kind of a goal. You want people to know about an issue. You want to raise awareness. So, like we talked about the other night, there was the situation with the truck that almost ran into, or did literally kind of run into, some protesters that were outside of a detention facility. This was, I think, Friday night, so you guys weren't on the show.
Right.
But it was in Rhode Island. There was a black truck driven by one of the guards of the facility that just decided he was going to go right through a line of protesters. Now, he didn't go fast, but he did kind of rev up his engine and move and lurch forward at one point. And luckily, nobody got run underneath the truck in that case. But those protesters were there for a purpose. They were there not to get national attention necessarily, but to draw anyone's attention to what was going on at that particular location.
Exactly. They wanted to give out their message of what's going on.
Right. So I'm still not clear exactly, was there a message today? Was this a free speech event? If so, what was the speech that they were supporting? What was it that they were saying? Did they have a speech where they said, we want Trump to acknowledge us?
Yeah.
Is that what this was all about?
Kind of unclear.
The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Okay, Trump acknowledged you. What's your next step?
Get rid of Antifa.
Well, I say get rid of all of these people. There's more coming up here in moments. 855-450-FREE, like freedom. It's Free Talk Live.
Fellow Patriots, my name is Todd Savage, founder of BlackRifleRealEstate.com. Like you, I was a prisoner of the alt-left sanctuary state until one day I chose to lead my family to freedom. Today we live on a sustainable 20-acre homestead where we shoot, hunt, garden, and homeschool our children without the tyranny of the nanny state looking over us. If you're ready to flee the city to the freedom of Idaho or Montana, our Black Rifle Real Estate team is here to help. Go to BlackRifleRealEstate.com. That's BlackRifleRealEstate.com.
The Hebo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea comes from the only tree in the world that fungus does not grow on, so it naturally has antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, anti-infection, anti-inflammation, and anti-parasite properties. But maybe more importantly, the Hebo Tea Club's original pure Pau d'Arco Super Tea builds corpuscles in the blood, which carry oxygen to our organs and cells. Our organs and cells need oxygen to regenerate themselves. The immune system needs oxygen to develop, and cancer happens to die in oxygen. The tea is great for healthy people and can truly be miraculous for someone fighting a potentially life-threatening disease due to an infection, diabetes, or cancer. Dehibo Tea Club's original Pure Pau de Arco Super Tea is only $34.95 plus shipping. Order now at shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. That's shopsupertea.com or call 818-984-6100. shopsupertea.com.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Sling bow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of sling bow. A new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com. Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live. You can bring up whatever you want here. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. It's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms. They're open and available to you over at discord.lrn.fm. And with you in the studio tonight, it's Ian here.
Riley.
And Chris.
So we're talking about what's going on out in Portland, or what went on out in Portland. I don't know how many people are still there. I got the feeling that this was going to go on into the evening, but perhaps not. We just found out that the Proud Boys and or Patriot Prayer, it's still not clear, which group it was, or if it was both, or whatever.
Right.
They had their event. They got a tweet from Donald Trump and called it a day, and are acting as though they've succeeded. That we got our national attention, and that's actually what the quote is here from the media that I'd pulled up. This is the Daily Beast at thedailybeast.com. This is the organizer of the Proud Boys, so not Patriot Prayer. Joe Biggs said, quote, he talked about Portland. He said he's watching Antifa. That's all we wanted. We wanted national attention, and we got it. Mission success. All right, well, I guess shut down the organization. I'm not sure what the point was. So I did pull up this Proud Boys website. And Chris, you had said earlier that you thought they were like a pro-white group. But it says here all races.
Well, that's good.
So, and it says gay or straight. It says all religions.
Okay.
They say to join Proud Boys, you must be a man, and you must love the West.
Whatever that
Yeah,
means.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
What does that mean?
Western civilization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does this include Mexico?
Yeah.
Does that include Canada?
I would think so.
I would think so.
What about South America? Is that the West?
I think so.
Absolutely.
Okay.
There's always some place east.
The Orient, no, that's bad, right? According to the are the Proud Boys saying you can't love the East?
I think it's just Western culture, the idea of Western culture versus other cultures.
Whatever that means.
Muslims are probably not considered part of Western culture.
All right. Well, let's go to your phone calls and thoughts. If you want to weigh in here, like, what do these people believe? We're trying to figure it out. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. We're actually going to go into prison here, where Bradley is calling from the Parnell, correct? I think that's what it's called, Parnell Corrections in, what is that, Maine? Or Michigan? Excuse me, Michigan. Bradley, are you with us?
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Oh, man.
So I just ran out of money on the phone.
Sorry,
I only
dude.
have a minute left. But today I wanted to talk about Prisoners for Liberty. I'm one of the founders. And basically we're just trying to educate people about the ideas of liberty inside of prison. My name is Bradley Hunt. If anybody's interested in helping me out, my prison number is 355731. I'll repeat that one more time. My name is Bradley Hunt, and my prison number is 355731.
And that's the Parnell, Michigan prison.
Yeah.
I wish we had more time with you to talk about this.
Well, I'll call in next Saturday.
Okay, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. That's Bradley from the Prisoners for Liberty group. He has been sending mail to the studio, so I am familiar with the group.
Gotcha.
It started there at Jackson, Michigan, is where they're at.
That's cool.
Yeah, WKHM is actually our station out there, so that's how they're listening to the show. So if you want to join us here, 855-450-FREE, what is this group all about? They say that they are the world's greatest fraternal organization. Forget about the Lions Club or whatever all these other ones, the Shriners and
the Masons.
But there you go.
Do they have little cars? This is how I judge
how great.
fraternal.
Yeah. If you don't have little cars, you're not great.
Yeah, that's the standard.
You're just, some people with a website that show up at various events.
Oh, man. I don't know, Ian. I've just been looking at Portland protest, and this is just Twitter, just skimming down my feed. What I see is a violent group of people attacking a bus, and they all have masks on.
Now, these are the Antifas.
I can't find an example of the right-wing groups doing anything other than, listening to a guy talk.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there are. If you got something you can point me to, I'd be happy to look at it. But it seems this is pretty much an Antifa show, and this is what makes me wonder. I mean, where are the pro Antifa people? Where's a politician standing up, going, you know what? I'm all behind what Antifa is doing.
Isn't the Portland mayor a lefty?
Yeah, but I don't hear pro-Antifa from anybody.
Well, I mean, it's hard to... I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there's plenty of people out there who are against fascism. I'm against fascism.
I am too.
Yeah, absolutely.
That doesn't mean I'm in favor of the black-masked people who are, causing destruction or starting fights or whatever it is that they're allegedly doing. Now, to be clear, Ford Fisher's Twitter update says he didn't see any violence today whatsoever out there. So... maybe this attacking the school bus, I don't know what that was about.
No, I literally saw probably 6 different videos that may have been, a couple of them, same thing from different angles, but they're showing violence. And that may have been all that went on. And I just don't know. People love to look at any right-wing group and say, you are pro-Trump, you are therefore a Nazi. And the Antifa groups always seem to get kind of a pass.
Well, the news media definitely doesn't seem to be opposed to Antifa.
Yeah.
They seem to write relatively positively towards them in a lot of cases. But honestly, I don't know what they believe either. I mean, because I'm not clear that, at least from what we've read so far about the Proud Boys and or Patriot Prayer, that they are necessarily fascists.
Right.
So is Antifa really anti-fascist, or are they just anti-right wing?
It appears that they're just anti-right wing right now.
I think so too, and I'm not really sure they understand what fascism is.
Right.
Because you have lots of examples in history of left-wingers being very fascist.
Can you define fascism?
Yeah, they need to define that.
Can you define it?
Can I define that? Classical fascism would be sort of it's a political philosophy where the state doesn't own the means of production, but the state works very closely with business to ensure that it gets everything it needs. Now, it limits liberty. The best example you can look at is Mussolini's Italy, and that was not by any stretch a free country, but things got done. And I think that's what a lot of the left is probably scared of. Well, things might get done. And the right, will turn to, the alt-right will turn to it and go, well, that does really work. Me, I'm sitting here in the middle going, you're wrong. You can't have government running anything because it does fall apart. It's central planning.
Right. Governments don't run things well. They run things terribly.
Well, that's true. But, I mean, having government regulate the marketplace is basically what we have today. I mean,
Right.
Government tying in with government, which is corporations, by the way. They're all municipal corporations and other forms of corporations. Tying in with these mega corporations. I mean, couldn't it be argued that we're living in a fascist state right now?
You can argue we're living in lots of things except for a free country.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, there are certainly aspects of fascism which are alive and well.
Did the classic, I got to admit, I've not studied, I'm not a student of history. Did they have welfare programs too? Kind of like this country has, sort of fascism with corporatism, but also a bunch of socialist kind of welfare programs?
Yeah, I'd have to go back and look at, because it wasn't really around that long. It sprung up right before World War II, and it lasted, I think, into the early 70s. I wasn't paying much attention to Italy then, but it would be an interesting interesting subject to dig into. And I just, the idea that even if industries are guided by or directed by government, that's still central planning. Fascism is, to me, a light form of, or a moderate form of socialism. There's no difference. I mean, you still have a central body directing things, and that's not going to work. And it didn't. Otherwise, we'd still have strong fascist states, and we don't. Unless you listen to Antifa, and this is one. I don't think fascism is the defining characteristic of where we are now.
What is?
I think just it's an oligarchy.
Just statism, basically?
Absolutely statism.
Yeah, we have a country that is, regardless of what different components call themselves, they are directed by the extremely wealthy. You don't have elected officials here. You have directed officials. And that, to me, really is what defines us.
The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Apparently, the police state is coming down on Greyhound riders in Miami. They are being told to show their papers at South Florida bus terminals. Is that fascist or socialist or just straight-up statist? Authoritarian.
That's authoritarian for sure.
855-450-FREE, like freedom. 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live. Hour 2's next.
Do you have a crypto wealth advisor or coach? If so, has your cryptocurrency advisor been investing in technology stocks for over 20 years? Have they left the corporate world and retired? Or are they still trying to make a weekly paycheck? Have they produced six-figure results for their customers in the past 30 days? And very importantly, are they a member of the Digital Currency Council? Seth Maniscalco is the founder of Crypto Wealth Coach and CryptoWealthCoach.com. Seth invested in his first Roth IRA at 19 years old while living abroad and has been investing in Wall Street and technology for over 20 years with experience in all the money markets. By comparison, so many of these so-called crypto gurus have barely been alive for 20 years. Seth has not only experienced personal success from his own investments in crypto, he has also helped his clients earn 6- and 7-figure incomes, including helping investors make over $750,000 in EOS in 90 days and 1,225% in only 5.5 months with Chainlink. Seth has help for the small do-it-yourself guy on up to crypto whales. Increase your wealth. Visit CryptoWealthCoach.com.
Are you tired of your taxes funding endless occupations around the world? Antiwar.com is run by people who understand that wars abroad become wars at home, wars on our freedoms. Antiwar.com is dedicated to bringing you the latest in news, views, interviews, and reviews from the top movers and shakers in the anti-occupation movement. Antiwar.com has it all, from thorough foreign policy analysis to interviews with whistleblowers who used to run the military-industrial complex. Anti-war, pro-free market. That's antiwar.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,502. Silver at $16.96, and Bitcoin is trading around $10,930. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at InnoScale.net. In the news, the morning of Jeffrey Epstein's death, shouting and shrieking could be heard from his jail cell, according to CBS News, while guards attempting to revive him were saying, "Breathe, Epstein, breathe." The Mind Unleashed reports that Epstein, who was reportedly in good spirits recently, meeting with his lawyers for up to 12 hours a day to discuss his case, was found hanging in his lower Manhattan jail cell with a bedsheet around his neck, which was reportedly secured to the top of a bunk bed. On Monday, Attorney General William Barr said the Epstein case was personally important to him and that the prison had, quote, serious irregularities, end quote. Notably, the staff at MCC reportedly violated prison protocol by failing to check on the high-profile inmate every 30 minutes. Epstein, whose defense attorney successfully lobbied for him to be taken off suicide watch about a week before he was found dead, was also supposed to have a cellmate. In a rare show of bipartisanship, the House Judiciary Committee has sent a letter to the acting director of the Bureau of Prisons demanding answers. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Farmers facing record bankruptcies and collapsing incomes due to President Donald Trump's escalating trade war with China were not amused by U.S. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue's joke about their economic pain during an event in Minnesota last week. Perdue told an audience of thousands of farmers gathered in a barn near Morgan, Minnesota, quote, "I had a farmer tell me this in Pennsylvania." And then the punchline, quote, "What do you call two farmers in a basement? A wine cellar," end quote. Some laughed at the Agriculture Secretary's joke, but other farmers booed and denounced Perdue's wisecrack as callous and tone-deaf mockery of the real hardship caused by the Trump administration's trade policies. Perdue's characterization of struggling farmers as whiners came after the Trump administration announced it will impose a 10% tariff on $300 billion of Chinese goods starting September 1st, a significant escalation in the ongoing trade war between the two global powers. It looks as though something big was taking place around Area 51 over the weekend, according to fragmented reports from various sources compiled by The Drive. The Mind Unleashed reports that the report notes that significant tests could have been happening over the weekend After learning that notices to airmen had been published that mark certain areas within the Nevada Test and Training Range off limits to any air traffic at any altitude. The notices to airmen are generally for military air crews, not civilian or commercial air traffic. They were first pointed out by an aviation enthusiast on Twitter. In addition to the notices, there were also reports of odd Janet flights, the nickname for the nonstop flights to Area 51 from Las Vegas's airport by onlookers. This activity was described as unusual and is speculated to be indicative of a major test event near Area 51. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
This week, badly shaken researchers reported observing an osprey stalking, killing, and devouring an adult male lion in what is being called a massive food chain shakeup. Confirmation of the 3-pound marine bird consuming the 400-pound feline has biologists scrambling to determine the new predator-prey connections between the planet's billions of organisms.
We seem to be experiencing some sort of cross-species dietary free-for-all.
Scientists say that the killing of the healthy, full-grown lion by a typical osprey specimen has lent credibility to recent reports of a deer seen grazing on a nest of squirrels in Wisconsin, as well as a claim made by a group of Japanese fishermen who say they witnessed 300 million krill devouring a 40-ton humpback whale. In other news, NASA acquires the moon for an upcoming Kennedy Space Center exhibit. A radio DJ invites the whole town to some bullshit, and assuming the many universes theory of quantum mechanics is accurate, the review you've just seen will remain relevant in another reality for all eternity. For more, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live. It's live on a Saturday night here in what is a middle of a thunderstorm,
and it's crazy loud.
It's the strikes are happening relatively close, it seems. So hopefully we'll survive this episode of Free Talk Live. With you tonight, it's Ian,
Riley,
and Chris.
If you're just tuning in, we've been talking about the Proud Boys and Antifa apparently coming together and not fighting for once in Portland, Oregon today. We kind of dissected that as much as we could, knowing not a whole lot about really any of the groups involved as far as what they believe. We were able to discern a little bit about it. If you want to still weigh in on it, you're certainly welcome to join us. It ended up in a discussion about, what is fascism versus socialism. These are two isms I want nothing to do with.
Agreed.
I just want freedom.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we just have that instead of isms?
No, apparently not. Apparently we can't just have freedom because it doesn't seem like that's what people really want.
That's really sad.
Yeah, they want somebody to tell them what to do and tell them everything will be okay.
Or maybe they want to tell people what to do.
That's true, too.
Right. The Proud Boys apparently are all in favor of, keeping women in the kitchen, for instance. And there may be some women who want that role, in which case that's fine. If that's what you guys want to do, if that's what makes you feel happy, then awesome. Go for it. I don't see any reason to protest that because it's a choice on both parties' parts. So that doesn't get me all whipped up. Like the fact that these guys want to go out and have themselves an event, and as we found out in the last hour, according to the leader of the Proud Boys, it was all about getting Donald Trump to acknowledge their existence. It wasn't about anything else but that.
Right.
So, it just seems like a pointless thing to do, but I guess that's what makes these people feel relevant or, to be acknowledged by the president.
Well, and when you add in Antifa, that's what really caused this. This would have been a non-story if Patriot Prayer decided to have a prayer breakfast or whatever.
And Antifa didn't show up.
Right. There's no story.
Somebody gave a speech. Everybody went home.
Right.
It's
no
they
news
didn't
on that.
They wouldn't have called out 1,000 police, according to the stories that that I've been hearing.
Right.
1,000 cops.
That's a lot of police.
So tremendous taxpayer dollars were expended to supposedly protect these groups from each other.
Yeah, and I think Portland just does this every single time. It's a new public works project,
right?
Full employment of police.
According to a different story, let's change gears and get down to Miami. So all the way across the country from, let's see, it looks like the Miami Herald. Federal immigration agents are beefing up efforts to apprehend undocumented immigrants in South Florida as part of a nationwide effort to, quote, keep communities safe. Now, didn't the Proud Boys in their list of things that you were going through, Chris, maybe I'm recalling this incorrectly, but weren't they against undocumented immigration but also against the government?
Patriot Prayer says that they wanted a pathway to citizenship for nonviolent immigrants.
There wasn't anything in there about building a wall, though.
No. But, I don't know if they're opposed to that.
In the past few weeks, Customs and Border Patrol officials have been spotted by commuters at Greyhound bus stations across Miami-Dade and Broward counties asking riders on board or in the process of boarding a bus for proof of legal status.
Isn't that like Nazi Germany when they wanted your papers?
Absolutely.
No, they're not speaking German.
Oh.
See?
Okay.
Totally fine.
How is your seat okay? Did you find the bus okay? Do you have your papers?
Well,
just asking.
Yeah, it's just asking, right? When they've got their hand on their gun and they come up to you and say something like, I'm going to have to ask to see your immigration papers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like asking, does it, when they do that? Because that's what's happening here. That's what's happening. They didn't come to this, they didn't come to this event without their sidearms on them. They didn't come not looking like authoritarian, police state goons. These people are trained to be intimidating. They're trained to get their way through intimidation because they don't have any right to demand papers. So they are just asking for the papers.
Yeah, just wondering if you have them with you. For those of you on the left, Trump's numbers are getting pretty scary as far as immigration goes. By pretty scary, I mean he is approaching, Obama levels of enforcement.
Approaching Obama levels.
Yes.
So he hasn't exceeded Obama levels yet.
I don't know if he has yet, but it was always,
because the news media makes it sound like it's way worse.
Yeah, for the first couple years of Trump's presidency, he was definitely lagging behind Obama. And, I don't know if he's really surpassed it. Here's where libertarians are going to differ with you on the left and on the right. This whole debate about immigration and open immigration versus closed immigration or pathway to citizenship, borders are simply a necessary component of a state. There has to be borders. You have to define your state's territory, and therefore you're going to defend it. And I understand from a statist view this debate. You got to have it. And really, you should be in favor of closed borders if you believe in a state, that there should be checkpoints and there should be vetting and things like that.
And that's one of the things they do agree on. The left and the right absolutely agree with most of them with closed borders, with border checkpoints, with forms to fill out and attorneys to hire and hoops to jump through in order to immigrate. There may be some on the far left who support open borders, but it certainly doesn't seem to be the majority of them.
Dig up some Obama quotes on legal immigration. We've got to know who's coming into this country. We can't have people coming here for our welfare. They have to be offering us something.
This is
Obama said that?
Oh my God! Yeah. Just Google Obama on immigration, and it's not Trump and Obama. It's George W. Bush. It's Bill Clinton.
All of them.
It's Jimmy Carter. They have all said the same thing.
Well, war is the health of the state, and this is a war on people. So we have the war on drugs. We have the wars around the planet. We have the war on poverty. And you have a war on immigration. You have a war on so-called illegal immigration, and it's expensive. And the more they spend, the bigger their bureaucracy becomes, and the more power they have over people.
And that they do. And they can, pick and choose what they want to implement to support their political base. So, this one's always interesting because there for a long time, the Republicans were very much catering to the Latino vote and winning it. They did that very successfully in the 80s and in the 90s. They got the Latino vote. The Democrats learned from that, and now they're trying to steer this as, Republicans bad, Orange man bad, Democrats good. And, it's just, it amazes me that whole groups of people can be played this way.
It amazes me
Latinos,
too.
aren't you sick of just being a pawn? I see you as a person.
People should stop being pawns in the hands of politicians. They get played so easily.
Yeah, and it's disgusting. I mean, these are real people with real lives who should just be free to make a living, do their best, have a beer at the end of the day.
Sure, you can make a living and have a beer at the end of the day. Just make sure you pay the government first. Make sure you jump through all their hoops. They've got a bunch of hoops that they've put out for you to jump through if you want to come and do those things here. Otherwise, the people who control the borders say that you better just stay home and drink beer where you're from.
Right. And never mind all the economic arguments against strong, anti-immigration policies. It's not good for America. It's
meaning the argument that it hurts business. It hurts.
It does. We should be inviting people. We should have welcome centers on our borders. You can check them out if you can find people that are have a squeaky clean background. That's fine, but. We still need people to pick lettuce.
Well, it doesn't feel welcoming when armed men demand papers from you.
It doesn't, does it?
We're going to continue here. Your thoughts, welcome. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. You can bring up whatever's on your mind here. This is Free Talk Live.
I'm a little obsessed with My Magic Mud. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, the founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I didn't even know my teeth were coffee stained. A week's worth of use convinced me, and now I use it every 3 or 4 days. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, and I think it cleans better, too. My Magic Mud's available at most local health food stores, Sprouts, Natural Grocers, CVS, Walmart's Natural Beauty Aisle, but I can get it for you for 20% off with coupon code FTL20 at mymagicmud.com. FTL20 mymagicmud.com.
You're not a wild animal, and you shouldn't be tagged and tracked like one. Where you go and what you do every minute of the day, tracked and recorded by your mobile phone, is often more revealing than your browser history. And tech companies make a fortune selling your location history without your consent. Go Dark Bags prevent location tracking and protect your privacy by instantly blocking all cell phone, GPS, and Wi-Fi signals to your mobile device. Plus, they're durable, water-resistant, and built for a lifetime of protection. Visit godarkbags.com/FTL. That's godarkbags.com/FTL.
What is it costing you in vet bills for that convenience of just pulling open a bag of
formulated, extruded, processed cereal bits that cost a ton of money anyways?
How do you feed your dog to derive not only energy, but a good coat, bright eyes, and a great attitude?
Come to Dynovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
I found his raw meat diet on Dynovite.com with just the raw meat and the eggs and the Dynovite and the Super Omega on top of it.
Try Super Omega Fish Oil.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
Ground beef, white rice, eggs, including the shells, and the Dynovite supplement, and then the Lico Chops.
Try Lico Chops. Buy 2, get 1 free.
It just balances out his body and his mind and his spirit.
Adding Dynovite to their diet has every single dog in my kennel looking better than they have ever looked.
Their skin is so much better now that they're on the raw diet. I don't even give them the kibble anymore.
DINOVITE.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing. To be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live Saturday edition of the show. Toll-free number here, 855-450-FREE. And I got to apologize to everybody who's been waiting on hold over the last hour and 20 minutes. Because I was doing some work in our studio in Keene this weekend, installing a new phone system, and it's the same phone system that our network studios have that we've been using there for many years. And I had a web browser pulled up to the phone interface and didn't realize I had my phone system, which is not the system we're giving out on the air, pulled up. So I'd been looking the whole time. It's like, oh yeah, nobody's calling in. Well, it turns out people were calling in. And I had no idea until I just discovered my error. So if you called earlier and if we didn't take your call, then I apologize. I didn't know you were there. In fact, Jan has been waiting on the line here very patiently, listening to KTFS in Texarkana. Jan, you're on Free Talk Live.
Well, good evening.
Hi.
I wanted to talk to the Quaker on your panel.
Is there a Quaker in the room tonight?
Not tonight. Mark's usually the Quaker.
Oh, would you give him a message?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Depends on what the message is.
I just wanted to tell him I love his oatmeal. I love it.
We will pass that on.
Oh, yes.
That's awesome that you waited an hour for that.
All right.
I want to say thank you for that call, Jan. Really appreciate it.
I think if people ate more oatmeal, they would be cleaned out, and they wouldn't be FOS, and they'd be happy. Then that line of Judah and those Antifa, they wouldn't be fighting because they wouldn't be all constipated.
That's
the more I listened at you, it just came to me.
Best call of the night. Thank you, Jan.
People, well, I wanted to say a lot of those people in Oregon, because I think Oregonians are pretty nice. And from what I've heard,
we do have an Oregonian in the studio.
Yes, I am from Oregon, so thank you.
Yeah, and I think they're good people up there. And it's kind of virgin country, you know. In West means cowboy, you know. That's what it means to me. Yeah, yeah. And I think that those people are coming in from the outside, causing trouble. I really do.
Yeah, there's
from the outside.
When you think about cowboys and the traditional West, you pretty much have to look to the eastern half of Oregon, and on the West Coast, the far left side of Oregon, it's much similar. It's like California. You know, you have the big cities, they're all along the coastline, and then interior, it's just farmers and stuff like that. Oregon's much the same way, so is Washington. Washington is Seattle, and then everything else. Yeah.
Jan, thanks for the call tonight. I definitely appreciate it as we go to, back to Michigan, where Art is on the line. Hello, Art.
Good evening. I wanted to follow up a little bit about Prisoners for Liberty.
All right, sure.
We're trying to unite prisoners, across the United States on the importance of educating other prisoners about the Libertarian Party, because this is a way that we can make a difference. And because people that are incarcerated, they know how corrupt the system is, they know how corrupt the government is. Mm-hmm. So it's important that people on the outside as well realize that they can get involved as well, but simply just by supporting the Libertarian Party, because they're totally opposed to the corruption that's in the government. They're totally opposed to mass incarceration and many of the other things that the government's doing that's really against the freedom and our liberty.
Art, can you tell me a little bit about Michigan? Does it have does it allow felons to vote?
Yes, it does. So once you're on the outside.
Once you
get on the outside, majority of the states do. There's only a handful that don't allow felons to vote.
There's somebody yelling in the background? I'm just curious.
Yeah, we get prisoners all around the
Yeah, it's pretty typical for jail. It's actually quieter than I expected it to be. It actually sounds so muffled, it almost sounded like it might have been coming from some other, sound element on the board. So I just wanted to make sure. Because normally, like, if somebody calls from a prison, there's almost always shouting in the background, and it's, like, really, really loud. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I just was curious.
Isn't so bad.
So, Prisoners for Liberty, how do people out there get in touch? Because you guys do you have a website? I mean, how do you do this from the inside?
Yeah, we've got there's a Facebook website on that as well. We started a GoFundMe.com account as well, but they can go to the Facebook Prisoners for Liberty and they can get some more information about us. And of course, they can contact Bradley that just gave his information. They can contact me as well. They can go right on JPay. If they have any questions, they can actually.
What is JPay? What is JPay?
JPay is a way we can email back and forth. Prisoners can email to people on the outside.
And
so
is some of this information on the Prisoners for Liberty Facebook page?
Yes, we have some of that on there for sure.
Okay, great.
But of course, simply they just Google jpay.com and then they type in either Bradley's number or my number, 274-237, and they can actually email us something. And
that's amazing.
Basically, I could call them. And
do you guys have to pay like per word on the email system? I think that's how the federal email system works.
It's like 20 cents. Basically, it's 20 cents for me to send like a 5 or 10 page email. So
that's not bad.
It's pretty reasonable.
That's not bad. Hey,
phone calls are about $3 in Michigan.
Art, thanks for the call tonight. Definitely appreciate hearing from you. Good luck with the Prisoners for Liberty. Okay. Appreciate that. We've got some great listeners in jail because they don't have anything else to do.
And JPay, of course, brought to you by Securus.
Oh boy,
we know that name.
One of the two largest prison phone service manufacturing or whatever companies you want to call them that just basically exist to fleece prisoners and their loved ones from as much money as they can possibly get. Let's go to Wayne. He's listening in Aberdeen, Washington, listening to KBKW. Hello, Wayne.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's on your mind tonight, Wayne?
I wanted to speak briefly about fascist or fascism.
Yeah, please.
The term fascist comes from the word stick. I guess that's Italian or whatever.
Yeah,
anyway.
The fascies, a group of bundled sticks, was one of their symbols.
Right. Yeah, but basically it referred to the club, and it was the Mussolini's version of the brown shirt that went out with their sticks and beat up anybody that opposed their political point of view.
I don't doubt it.
And so, and that's exactly what so-called anti-fascist is doing. Antifa is doing is going around beating up so they're actually the fascists.
So you're saying that Antifa has embraced the methods of the fascists and have basically...
Yes, they are fascists and calling themselves anti-fascists.
I've wondered
and
the
the news
question.
media is calling them a group of anti-fascists known as Antifa.
You're saying they have become what they supposedly hate.
It's not that they have become; they have been all along.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and if you look at whole segments, whole industries controlled by government, which from an economic point of view was a cornerstone of
that's socialism
of the thought of fascism.
Wait, industries controlled by government?
Yes.
Is that different from being owned by government?
No, fascists didn't own the means of production. They didn't own industries. They just told them everything to do.
I see.
And you can see that under Republicans and Democrats. You see it just as much under Democrat administrations as you do Republicans.
Wayne, good call. Thanks for sharing that tonight. I definitely appreciate it. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We're going to continue here, and if you're on the line, we're getting to you. And now that our phone system is actually in front of me, so I know who's there, and we can actually take your calls. Our toll-free number. So again, if you called in our first hour and you were disappointed because you just sat on hold, and I don't know how many of you there were, you're certainly welcome to call now and share your thoughts on what we were discussing then or what we're discussing now, which is immigration restrictions and people being demanded to show ID. Oh, no, they're just being asked. It's okay, they're just being asked by men with guns in Miami. Coming up, it's Free Talk Live. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
I am giving away $100 in Bitcoin Cash on September 2, 2019. And I'm not giving it away because I like giving away money. Quite the contrary. It's because I need a favor. Please go to demo.freetalklive.com and fill out the survey there as thoroughly as you like. There's an optional email slot, and if you put your email in there, you will forever be signed up for whatever prize I'm giving to incentivize people that month to fill out my form. Advertisers need this info on our listeners, so fill it out as truthfully as you can, please. Demo.freetalklive.com.
If you're looking for work, you know the math. There are many more applicants than openings, so you need to stand out, not blend into the blah, blah, blah your interviewer is hearing from your competition. Here's a tip. In your interview, you will be judged more by the questions you ask than the answers you give. Yes, do anticipate the obvious job interview questions and prepare concise, insightful, glass-half-full sounding responses. And you should interview your interviewer. Seem genuinely curious about what will help get results. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. You want to cut through the clutter. For more tips for job seekers and making all the other conversations you have more productive, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
I'm crazy about My Magic Mud. This is the most important oral care product created this millennium, and I'm not kidding. We all have different opinions on politics and issues, but we all have mouths. And I want yours to be as clean as possible, with teeth as bright as they were meant to be. I will never be without My Magic Mud. It's a little surprising, but man, does it work. If you only listen to one thing I say ever, go to mymagicmud.com and get 20% off with code FTL. mymagicmud.com, code FTL.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
Free Talk Live.
You guys catch my State of the Union address the other night?
That was very nice.
Hey, this is George Bush.
I'm afraid so, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it's fantastic to have you listening to the show.
I wanted to run some new ideas I had past you guys.
Okay, cool. We'll be your sounding board there, Prez.
Ice Cream Day.
I love Ice Cream Day. It's awesome. We should have Ice Cream Month and different flavors, just like Baskin Robbins.
Every Friday, Americans get free ice cream.
Now, I don't know about that. Now, wait a minute.
From where, George? Ice Cream Angel's going to bring it down?
Yeah. What about this one, guys? Everybody gets a pony in America.
It's very Texan. Presidents have a habit of just getting up and saying what sounds good, and then you don't do anything about it. I mean, really, you're not going to do anything. We all know that.
Well, most presidents don't do some of the things they promise. I promise not to do all of those things.
Awesome.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live, the live Saturday edition. Now with access to our phones. Well, we had the access before. I just didn't have the right screen in front of me, so I had no idea anyone was actually there. Whoops. Yeah, well, here we are, and, sometimes mistakes happen, and usually it's my fault. 855-450-FREE is the toll-free number. With you tonight, it's Ian.
Riley.
And Chris.
Hey, I want you to know about local.bitcoin.com. That's where you can go to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods. PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, meeting up in person with cash. Some of these methods are higher risk than others, so do keep that in mind. You need to do your due diligence before you get in there and start selling pretty seriously. But, if you're using some of the safer methods, you're probably pretty good to go. There are no requirements, by the way, as far as identification to sign up for an account over at local.bitcoin.com. And all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. So on, the plus side, you get a lot of privacy out of local.bitcoin.com. On the downside, privacy does tend to attract people who are trying to take advantage of other people. That said, there are other sites that don't have the same privacy provisions that still attract people that are trying to take advantage. So you just got to be aware and be cautious out there with the way you're accepting payments. In a lot of cases, if you're the buyer, you're at less risk. Like if you buy on PayPal, for instance, PayPal doesn't like it when you use them for Bitcoin, but as long as they don't know, then they're probably not going to cause any issue with it. And if you're buying from a seller like our co-host Aria or Pope Nobody, then you'll be buying from somebody that has a reputation. If you're buying from somebody with a reputation, you're pretty much good to go. You don't have to worry about anything happening in those cases. Local.bitcoin.com. Get started buying and selling Bitcoin Cash on that system as we go to more of your calls and thoughts. And then more on the bureaucrats down in Miami from Customs. CBP bureaucrats have been harassing Greyhound riders. And this is something that Greyhound has actually been warning their riders about. We covered this a few months ago on Free Talk Live, that Greyhound had been purchasing, using their own property in many cases, but advertising at their bus stations with large bus station size ads explaining people's rights and letting their passengers know in multiple languages, apparently, how to exercise their rights if they're confronted by these bureaucrats. So we can tell you more about what's been going on. But first, Wes is on the line, listening in Myrtle Beach to WRNN. Go ahead, Wes.
Hey, bud, how you doing?
Welcome. You're on the air.
Hey, just something I want to let you guys know. I'm a Proud Boy pledge myself.
Oh, really?
All the rumors you've been hearing, yes, sir. All the rumors you hear on the news about them being a white supremacist group is a load of malarkey.
Okay. That's what it says on their front page, is that they are all pro all races.
Yeah, they are. They're the big thing there about the Proud Boys is it's an idea to get men to be men instead of being these little beta boys lately.
Well, why didn't they call themselves Proud Men?
Well, that's a good question. For me, I find it, the issue's not with the name of it. It's, for myself, it's more about being a stronger, more of an alpha male. I'm not trying to be too over the top, but, at the same time, people better start growing a pair. So
there have been lots of speakers that have come out and said, men need to take charge. I mean, there was a black movement several years ago that was promoting this. Men need to be the leaders of their families like they had been in the past.
Right. It's becoming a bit of a problem, and even for me, I spent 16 years in the military, and with all the craziness that's going on right now, and I used to be a hardcore liberal. When I was in college and what have you, I went to School of the Arts in North Carolina. I graduated from Chapel Hill, very liberal college as well. But it took the military for me to wake up to be a man. And when I went into the military, I went in to do combat photography and ended up coming out. I was pararescue in the Air Force. And so I did some real high-risk rescue operations for many years there. And that's basically what really changed my mindset a bit.
So what does it mean to be a Proud Boy?
Really Actually, I mean, everything that you've read, right now I'm just kind of pledged right now, and it takes a while to get in with these guys.
Really? What's that process like? How does that work?
It's a bit tough. I mean, you have
secretive?
to stay in contact with them. Pardon?
Is it like secretive like the Masons, or is it kind of, could you talk about it?
No, nothing like that.
Are you vetted?
It's almost like being in a bike club, but it's not a bike club. If you were really to read the bylaws in what the Proud Boys are about and really read it in detail, you'll get a better understanding, because it's quite extensive. But the big push there is to.
So hold on, take me through the process here. So, did you reach out to a local Proud Boys group and say you were interested in joining, and they said, all right, well, read our bylaws and then fill out a form? I mean, what's this? How does it happen? Do you have to change a tire in front of them? I mean,
Well, it's not even that simple. You actually have to go to their main website and fill out an application, and you have to really get down into the nitty-gritty of why you want to join. It's.
Do you think they're trying to filter out potential infiltrators with that? I mean, with this process? Is that the idea?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like with Antifa. Most of these cats that are running around screaming and calling other people fascist and this, that, and the other. Like I said, I've been a leftist most of my life.
Yeah.
But it was under Barack Obama, and I voted for Obama twice, and I regret every minute of it. And the bad thing there is that it was Obama that really started pushing the isms around in our country, and I've seen it firsthand. A lot of people don't get really truly what's going on right now, and I hate to say it. Communism is being pushed in our country hardcore now, and it's partly why I decided to join the Proud Boys myself, was because I've seen what they were doing with their political activism.
Are they far right? That's how they're being described? Is it far right?
That's what everything with the news media, and I work in the entertainment business myself. I work in the film and TV business, and the bad thing is that this is a narrative that's being pushed by the media. And by the politicians. This is basically, essentially, what the media and the politicians are doing are what the extremists do in other countries. I've been in other countries that are under, fascist rule or communist rule or whatever, trying to, save people from these types of tyrannical governments before. And Americans, I hate to say it, a lot of Americans that sit and preach this nonsense to the people have never even been to a communist country, have never been to a fascist country, they've never.
You mean the pro-socialist people? They haven't gone to former Soviet Russia. They didn't live there, and they don't live in Venezuela, right? So they're just talking out of ignorance, basically.
So are the Proud Boys supporters of statism?
No,
do you believe
really.
there should be
a
strong U.S. government?
Now, here's the deal. Here's what my understanding about, left versus right. At the extreme left, you have anarchy, and at the extreme right, you have anarchy. And in the dead center between the two left and right, you have totalitarianism, where it's hardcore government.
Yeah, I don't know what that even means, but okay, keep going.
well, basically, if you're an anarchist, you don't believe in any government at all.
What's wrong with that idea?
Well, you didn't say it was wrong.
Totalitarianism. Yeah, well, and it's just kind of like going hand in hand with everything we do here in this country. There's a lot of things that we do here now that is socialism and pushes on the borderlines of communism, in my opinion.
Wes, if you can hang on, I want you to stick with us, because we've got he's not a Proud Boy yet, but he's a Proud Boy applicant.
There we go.
And that's the best we've done so far. So we're going to stick with Wes here. If you've got a question, you're welcome to call in. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We also have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. What does the Proud Boy actually stand for? Hopefully we can find out coming up here. Free Talk Live.
Have you heard the warning from the dead doctors don't lie guy? I'm talking about Dr. Joel Wallach. He says if you have a 4-inch medical chart, if you take prescription drugs for high cholesterol or high blood pressure, arthritis, joint pains, or other health issues, the medical profession is failing you. They're using you for an ATM machine. That's what he says. He has a free lecture revealing what pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know. There's been groundbreaking research and discoveries on how to effectively treat or eliminate over 900 different diseases naturally. And it's all in his free lecture called Deadly Recipe. You want it free? Call him toll free at 855-79-YOUNG. You ready? 855-79-YOUNG. Dr. Joel Wallach, the Dead Doctors Don't Lie guy, says there's no reason why we shouldn't live to be at least 100 and have a great time getting there.
Hey, Bugsy, you hear the news about Vinny?
Yeah, it's a real shame he owed money to the IRS and they finally cut up with him.
Just like Al Capone.
If the IRS can get the Capone, imagine what they can do to little old Vinny, huh?
Poor cat, he was on top of the world. Then bada boom, bada bing.
What Vinny needs now is an offer he can't refuse.
Hey, you got a tax problem? Does the IRS claim you owe them a bunch of dough? They can get you too. So call the tax relief line now and learn if you qualify to negotiate your $10,000 plus IRS tax debt for up to a 75% savings. Don't be like Al or Vinny and get busted. Make this free call now. Learn how you may be able to pay the IRS less.
Call now. 800-590-4930. 800-590-4930, 800-590-4930. That's 800-590-4930.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
There are basically 2 types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio is great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. Saturday edition of the show. You dial toll-free if you want to join us here. Our number, 855-450-FREE. We're talking with somebody who says he's applying right now to become one of the Proud Boys. Apparently there's a bit of a process involved in this. And we're going to get back to Wes in Myrtle Beach in just a moment. But with you in the studio, it's Ian.
Riley.
And Chris.
I want to make sure you know about My Magic Mud. Whatever your beliefs are, you still got to take care of your teeth. And My Magic Mud is a great black tooth powder made of charcoalized coconut shells and bentonite clay that's clinically proven to whiten teeth. And it's available now at many health food stores, including Sprouts and CVS, Natural Grocers, and Walmart's Natural Beauty aisle. But why bother leaving the house or the office when you can just order it from mymagicmud.com and get 20% off with code FTL20. mymagicmud.com, code FTL20 to get My Magic Mud. Their original tooth powder is what they built the business on, but they've also expanded out to add toothpaste products and even mouthwash and more. So get on over there and get 20% off at mymagicmud.com, code FTL20. As we go back to Wes in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, listening to WRNN. Now, Wes, you say you're applying to become one of the Proud Boys. And so, of course, we've been trying to kind of figure out what exactly they stand for. And Chris, you'd asked a question in the last segment, but you felt like you didn't really get a clear answer. Do you want to try asking that again?
Yeah, he was making clear that they are not in favor of isms. And one of the isms that we talk a lot about is statism, the belief that government can do a better job than you can of running your life. And it's really a question about Proud Boys. Are they supporters of statism? And as an auxiliary to that, I mean, this idea of statism, of nationalism, does really get you back into fascist territory.
Are Proud Boys nationalist? I guess that's a question that we can ask.
Yes, absolutely. What is the United States? A nationalist country. I mean, that's what we were founded upon.
Well, that doesn't mean it's a good idea. I mean, all countries, a lot of them have nationalism.
And I would beg to differ on how we were founded.
I would say they believe more in limited government, not so much as less government is better. You don't want to have too much rule over you.
Okay.
I learned that firsthand being a business owner myself when Obama was in office, of how much, when they really started putting the grips on everything, how bad it actually started getting. I own a logistics company, and at one time, before Obama made it in office, I had over 300 tractors on the road. I've got 3 on the road now. And I've just now managed to get my business back online because, fortunately, Trump, when he took over as president, he started deregulating a lot of things, and that deregulation put me back into business.
Good. So you don't deal with anything made overseas?
No, sir, not at all. I mean, unless I pick it up at the seaport or something like that, but I don't drive a tractor myself.
Oh, gotcha. So that could definitely...
But I do have truck drivers that work for me, and but the big thing is for me as a business owner in this country, I move some of the biggest stuff in this country you could get your hands on. I move high commodity items like steel, concrete, the big stuff that makes, if we're not building big projects, we're in trouble. And
so would you support then? Let me see if I just can, just trying to understand where you come from. And again, just to be clear, you don't speak for the Proud Boys. You are not technically a member of the Proud Boys. You're applying to become one, but just trying to understand what your understanding is of them and or what you believe on this. So you said you're in favor of a smaller government. So should we go ahead and abolish the entire federal government and just have 50 state governments?
I would say not.
No.
On that level.
What is it that you think
that there's a lot of bad people on this planet? But the thing is that there's a lot of bad people on this planet, and you're not gonna take them out with a love gun for sure.
Yeah. But as you saw under Obama, when you have a national government, it's you got a 50-50 shot any given year that you're going to get a Democrat in who's going to be the antithesis of what you believe, and that guy's going to have absolute power for 4 or 8 years. Why would you risk that? Right. Why can't you just elect your governor every 2 years, and that's all the further you have to worry?
Yeah, what's the benefit of a federal government to you?
Especially dealing with things on a global scale, you have to have it. I mean,
what does that mean? Dealing with what things?
What things are we dealing with on a global scale that concern you?
Well, we're a global community, but I don't believe in a globalist government either.
Okay, so global government too big for you, but federal government not too. You like the federal government idea,
right? Only in charge of 330
we have right now is we have too many criminals working in our government. Most people don't even realize that majority of the politicians that are in our government are former lawyers that lost their law licenses for something stupid they did.
Well, I don't know if they've lost their law licenses. A lot of them are current lawyers. Many of them are actual attorneys who are using the governmental process of creating laws to give themselves and their buddies more business.
Right.
The more laws they create, the more business attorneys get.
Real estate developers. I mean, it's all kinds of people.
Right.
So, I mean, so you're acknowledging that there's a bunch of crooks in the federal government, but yet you want to keep that organization around? Just doesn't make sense.
Well, we have to have it. I mean,
why?
Why? Why do we have to have it?
Because we've always had it. Is that why?
You're right on that level. But if we have something like an international incident, say like with China, for instance,
sure,
what we're going to have a whole bunch of butting heads of governors trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah, why not?
I think people would butt heads for about 10 minutes. More to the point, we probably wouldn't get into so many incidents without a national government leading us into those types of incidents.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. I mean, we've seen the federal government basically gin up conflicts all around the planet, whether it be Democrats or Republicans who are in charge. I mean, you were in the military. I mean, how much of that was really necessary?
Oh, I agree. A lot of what we go to war for is not because of human rights. It's all because of resources and money. You know, there's a common saying in the military about what war is about. It basically stands for, or what God is, stands for guns, oil, and drugs. That's the industry in which, unfortunately, if you were to look back in history, like with this start of World War One, you end up finding out that a lot of really, really rich people figured out that war was very profitable.
War is a racket.
Yeah, that's what Smedley Butler wrote about. Hey, Wes, thanks for the call. Thanks for sharing your thoughts with us tonight. I really appreciate the discussion, and good luck to you out there. I appreciate your call. Toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. Maybe he'll get into the Proud Boys, and then he can tell us more about what it's like on the inside if they're not sworn to secrecy. I don't know what that squeaky noise is.
I hear that, too. I'm not sure Wes... I don't know if he knows where Wes wants to go. He's been to the website. He likes what it says. He's tried to describe it. I guess that's their vetting project, just to get people to answer an essay question or something. And
what are you on the application form or something?
No, I haven't gone there yet.
Oh, okay.
But from what he described, I mean, like I said, is this if you're considered an organization against isms, communism, socialism, then you should really consider why you're supporting statism. That is the biggest...
Many people don't even realize they are, right? Like, he sort of had this conflicting belief system where he saw the value in a small government, but whoa, we can't make it that small.
We gotta have it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, because remember, Chris, the Proud Boys are all about the West. It does say here on the front page of their website at ProudBoysUSA.com, to join Proud Boys, you must be a man and you must love the West. And I think they've got the idea of the West all rolled right up into America.
Exactly.
It seems like, at least.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's a narrow view. You can't disregard every contribution that other societies have brought forward. You can choose to ignore them. You know, there's a lot of stuff, and I talked to Will a lot about this. There's a lot of things in Islamic teaching that I don't think are things I would teach my son.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't.
Will Coley, former co-host here, and imam.
But I couldn't say that everything Islam says is not. It's all bad.
Mm-hmm.
In the end,
there's some good in Christianity. There's some good in Islam. There's some good in a lot of religions, and a lot of confusion, and a lot of not so good stuff as well. But there's not a lot of good in government at all.
It's just a major plantation owner that wants to whip and rob you.
Right, because anything they offer to you or anything they do that appears good was always funded by the threat of violence.
Yep.
And so anytime you're planting those seeds, even if you reap something good on occasion, it's still not worth what you've done to get there. More coming up here. Hour number 3 is next. You can join us at 855-450-FREE on Free Talk Live.
Anarchadelphia is a conference dedicated to the principles of liberty, individual sovereignty, and freedom from coercion, located in Philadelphia, the cradle of liberty. Anarchadelphia seeks to shed light on issues such as geopolitics, blockchain economics, spiritual health and wellness, as well as exposing the Earth's sacred hidden knowledge, featuring Mark Passio, Max Egan, Derek Brose, Jeff Berwick, and many more this September 13th through 15th. For info and tickets, visit anarchadelphia.com.
You love Bitcoin. It's the future, right? Well, no, not if everyone stops using it. I mean, think about it. How many places in your town take Bitcoin? One? None? Let's be real. If this Bitcoin thing is ever going to happen, it's going to need your help. The good news is, the guys at AnyPay have your back. We built a website called helpmetakebitcoin.com, and it's a place you can send any business, and they'll be set up to take Bitcoin in 5 minutes. helpmetakebitcoin.com.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin, but imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,502. Silver at $16.96, and Bitcoin is trading around $10,930. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high-availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, the morning of Jeffrey Epstein's death, shouting and shrieking could be heard from his jail cell, according to CBS News, while guards attempting to revive him were saying, "Breathe, Epstein, breathe." The Mind Unleashed reports that Epstein, who was reportedly in good spirits recently, meeting with his lawyers for up to 12 hours a day to discuss his case, was found hanging in his lower Manhattan jail cell with a bedsheet around his neck, which was reportedly secured to the top of a bunk bed. On Monday, Attorney General William Barr said the Epstein case was personally important to him and that the prison had, quote, serious irregularities, end quote. Notably, the staff at MCC reportedly violated prison protocol by failing to check on the high-profile inmate every 30 minutes. Epstein, whose defense attorney successfully lobbied for him to be taken off suicide watch about a week before he was found dead, was also supposed to have a cellmate. In a rare show of bipartisanship, the House Judiciary Committee has sent a letter to the acting director of the Bureau of Prisons demanding answers. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Farmers facing record bankruptcies and collapsing incomes due to President Donald Trump's escalating trade war with China were not amused by U.S. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue's joke about their economic pain during an event in Minnesota last week. Perdue told an audience of thousands of farmers gathered in a barn near Morgan, Minnesota, quote, "I had a farmer tell me this in Pennsylvania." And then the punchline, quote, "What do you call two farmers in a basement? A wine cellar," end quote. Some laughed at the Agriculture Secretary's joke, but other farmers booed and denounced Perdue's wisecrack as callous and tone-deaf mockery of the real hardship caused by the Trump administration's trade policies. Purdue's characterization of struggling farmers as whiners came after the Trump administration announced it will impose a 10% tariff on $300 billion of Chinese goods starting September 1st, a significant escalation in the ongoing trade war between the two global powers. It looks as though something big was taking place around Area 51 over the weekend, according to fragmented reports from various sources compiled by The Drive. The Mind Unleashed reports that the report notes that significant tests could have been happening over the weekend after learning that notices to airmen had been published that mark certain areas within the Nevada Test and Training Range off limits to any air traffic at any altitude. The notices to airmen are generally for military air crews, not civilian or commercial air traffic. They were first pointed out by an aviation enthusiast on Twitter. In addition to the notices, there were also reports of odd Janet flights, the nickname for the nonstop flights to Area 51 from Las Vegas's airport by onlookers. This activity was described as unusual and is speculated to be indicative of a major test event near Area 51. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Here is the Onion Weekend Review Transportation Edition. In Albany, a Greyhound bus crash claimed 30 miserable lives Tuesday, finally putting over 24 deadbeat fathers, penniless drug addicts, and hapless bastards out of their misery. Emergency crews at the scene of the merciful accident described the sea of fast food bags, candy bar wrappers, and losing lottery tickets surrounding the crash site as utterly tragic, adding that the scorched corpses inside the bus were, quote, only slightly more lifeless than before the deadly accident.
Evidence suggests that most of the victims suffered during the crash and for many years before they even boarded the bus. All I can say is, thank God no one made it.
Al-Qaeda is refusing to carry out any further terrorist attacks until the U.S. mass transportation infrastructure is drastically improved, calling the country's roads and bridges a, quote, travesty, unbecoming of a developed first world nation.
We want to turn your bridges into rubble. But if we took credit for making them collapse, no one would ever believe us.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
Hey, it is Free Talk Live. We are launching into the third hour of this program where you can dial in toll free and you can bring up anything that you want. Our number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms. They're open and available to you over at discord.lrn.fm. That's actually where we're going next. And you will sound almost like you're sitting here in the studio if you call us on Discord. It's pretty great. So head over to discord.lrn.fm. With you in the studio tonight, by the way, you've got Ian here.
Riley.
And Chris.
All right, let's go to Tritium, who is on the line on that Discord server. Hello, Tritium. You're calling from Virginia.
Yeah, it's Tritium, also known as Mortified Penguin. I've called previously. Hope you guys are doing well and good health and everything. I was listening to you guys talk about Portland. That's why I kept listening and wanted to call in right away. I actually tried calling on the phone. So I was in my car. I really wanted to get some word on. Get some words in. And it's all kind of thing. You know, you can talk
get your
about,
word on. Free Talk Live. Go ahead. Sorry.
And but we could talk about like definitions of socialism, fascism. They're all over the place. And I mean, I'm not even, you know, there are real definitions, but there's perhaps multiple. But what I really wanted to bring up was these Proud Boys and these other groups. So Proud Boys, we have Patriot Prayer, and we have the lesser known groups. I posted about some in the chat I just heard about on another server. Pretty hard. Those are pretty blatant, hardcore white nationalists. So really, they're not trying to cover it up, or they're not something slightly different. But as far as the Proud Boys and Patriot Prayer, they're definitely not libertarians by any stretch of the imagination, and they're not regular conservatives or Trump supporters. These are, I guess, right-wing groups, and there's a reason that you see them being kind of cagey and not being able to fully answer the question, because they're these right-wing.
They're not even trying to hide it. Then why don't we go to their website and it should say Proud Nationalist Group?
No, I was talking about some of these other groups that I heard about. They were so blatant that they're not worth really bringing up, because but these guys they're not right. I don't think like, for example, Proud Boys. I've seen Proud Boys march. They have all races. That's because they have authoritarians of all races, and they are hardcore authoritarian status. I know Patriot Prayer holds militant pro-police views and pro-police rallies, and they're very pro-Trump, pro-military.
So not very libertarian at all, because some of the talking points that Chris, you pulled up, I think, from Wikipedia, made it sound like they were pretty libertarian on some issues.
This was the leader when he was running in for political office in Washington State. These were positions that he took.
Not necessarily what the group itself is all about, then.
He's the leader of the group, and
now that was Patriot Prayer.
Patriot Prayer.
Okay.
That's the only one I was really delving into, because I didn't know anything about them.
Tritium?
Yeah. And so and I think Proud Boys is supposed to be more of like a fraternal organization about the West, whatever that means in Western culture. I mean, and they're pretty hardcore. They're pretty hardcore young. They get amped up. They get rowdy. And I hate to be in the center. I hate to say both sides, and I hate to say like these guys are all idiots. But if you watch any of these videos of like the Battle of Portland, like the really big one, or like some of these riots, mostly in Portland, these guys on these anti-fascists and these guys, they clearly get some sort of kick out of it. I mean,
they're there to fight, is what you're saying. That's what they want.
They come there with weapons. They come there with tactical equipment, body armor for the right wingers, and black masks for the generally communist leaning anti-fascists. And there's all kind of anti-fascists, but the AntiFa that we always think of, the black mask one. They come there with their weapons, their shields, their clubs, their ass batons like cops carry, stuff like that. I mean, they're ready to rumble, and I can understand why you might not want what you think is like dangerous people marching on your street. But I hear you hear various sources saying, Portland's becoming a haven for white nationalists. Portland's has been totally taken over by anarcho-communists, and can't be both. So I think it's taken over perennially by a bunch of people that use the city to get in huge brawls.
Okay,
which apparently didn't happen today, by the way.
Right. I want to put this in a little bit of perspective. I mean, Keene, New Hampshire, where we broadcast the show from, is one of the most liberal places on the planet.
No.
It's one of
the most liberal in New Hampshire.
I work here. It feels like on the planet.
Okay, fair enough.
Voting-wise, it is a high percentage of liberal voters.
Yes, yeah.
And then I think back to what we did with the recruiting stations and doing
what you did.
We did guard duty. Wow, this was after the shooting down in Tennessee.
When you say we, it was the group. What are they called?
We had some people with Oath Keepers, and we had some people with local militant militia groups, and there you had 15 to 20 guys with AR-15s on the streets of a liberal college town, but we weren't promoting anything other than keep these people safe, because you're not allowing them to carry guns to work. That was our message: open carry. The way to point out that these people have rights to defend themselves. But it never became political. It never became a left versus right thing, even with a pretty obvious display of hardware. So I think this is all about Trump. That's
what's
all
going on in Portland, you mean?
Yes. Every single thing, it finds its way back to Trump. And
well, clearly they wanted that tweet. They got it.
That's what you're pointing out here for listeners just tuning in, is the leader of the Proud Boys, I guess. He had stated publicly in the Daily Beast article, quoted him saying that, well, we got our tweet from Trump. We're done here. We've mission accomplished.
And who was Antifa there to get the reaction from? They wanted to put, to show they are against fascism, and by that they mean Trump. So
do you think these conflicts will heat up as the 2020 election approaches? Are these going to get, even more violent, more common?
I don't know. This is definitely started with Trump's election in 2016, and I think it very well might. I mean, I'm ready for whatever right way I can.
The people who were opposing Trump back then didn't know exactly what he would be like as a president, Trump.
True.
Right? Now they know, and they're going to see it as even more of a critical thing to get out into the streets to oppose. I think you may see an escalation in the streets kind of conflicts.
I think that's entirely possible, especially as we near the election. And I think they want their voices to be heard, and they may get really violent and really aggressive.
Right, because they're going to be desperate. They don't want Trump to have a chance to win, and they're going to do whatever they can to pull out the stops against that.
Right, especially on immigration, where he is getting dangerously close to tying Obama for number of people deported.
Dangerously close.
Close.
Now, that's in less than 4 years compared to Obama over 8 years, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So that would suggest that you're talking about the cumulative total, right, of as far as the number of people deported?
You can.
Or are we looking at per year?
Per year.
Per year?
I was looking at, he hasn't passed him or come close to it per year.
Okay. Then that's that would be the
And even if we look at
relevance.
total numbers, I mean, many more people were deported under Clinton than have been deported under Trump. So he's getting credit for that.
Tritium, any other thoughts? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say my personal opinion. I mean, I don't know if these guys are fascist or not, but when it comes to the anti-fascist, I mean, I consider myself anti-fascist. I consider myself opposing fascism and stuff. But when you see these Antifa, and I by the way, I don't see any pro-Antifa media anywhere, but these people, I think it's a symptom of when you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail.
Right.
It's a good point. Thanks, Tritium. Appreciate it, man. You'll find him on our Discord server if you want to talk to Tritium and a bunch of other Free Talk Live listeners. Get over to discord.lrn.fm. It is a free service. It's available around the clock. There's chat rooms there, both text and voice format. Plus, you can use those call-in line rooms to call in during our live show, which is right now. 855-450-FREE. Also, it's our toll-free line. This is Free Talk Live.
You're not a wild animal, and you shouldn't be tagged and tracked like one. Where you go and what you do every minute of the day, tracked and recorded by your mobile phone, is often more revealing than your browser history. And tech companies make a fortune selling your location history without your consent. GoDark bags prevent location tracking and protect your privacy by instantly blocking all cell phone, GPS, and Wi-Fi signals to your mobile device. Plus, they're durable, water-resistant, and built for a lifetime of protection. Visit GoDarkbags.com/FTL. That's GoDarkbags.com/FTL.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynavite.
Pick up 2 bottles of Super Mega Fish Oil.
Get the 3rd bottle free. Packed with omega-3, DHA, and EPA fatty acids.
Super Mega is great for your dog's immune system, healthy skin, and soft, shiny fur.
Dogs love it. Try Super Omega Fish Oil.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynavite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Do you have a crypto wealth advisor or coach? If so, has your cryptocurrency advisor been investing in technology stocks for over 20 years? Have they left the corporate world and retired? Or are they still trying to make a weekly paycheck? Have they produced 6-figure results for their customers in the past 30 days? And very importantly, are they a member of the Digital Currency Council? Seth Maniscalco is the founder of Crypto Wealth Coach and CryptoWealthCoach.com. Seth invested in his first Roth IRA at 19 years old while living abroad and has been investing in Wall Street and technology for over 20 years with experience in all the money markets. By comparison, so many of these so-called crypto gurus have barely been alive for 20 years. Seth has not only experienced personal success from his own investments in crypto, he has also helped clients earn 6- and 7-figure incomes, including helping investors make over $750,000 in EOS in 90 days and 1,225% in only 5.5 months with Chainlink. Seth has help for the small do-it-yourself guy on up to crypto whales. Increase your wealth. Visit CryptoWealthCoach.com.
I've been told no in many different ways.
I give you an order and you're going to obey it.
George, you can go this way. You can't do that and you have to leave here.
You cannot bring Simon to their rally.
Walk with me.
Well, I'm comfortable here, actually. Whoa, hey,
who do you think you are?
Excuse me.
There is no video and audio allowed in this office.
No, I have work today. This is...
You ain't gonna make it.
Wait a minute.
Hey! Oh my God! Unbelievable! Why are you running from me?
Because you scared me. What am I being detained for?
You're being served.
What is this?
You're being served.
What is this? Bureaucrats have a funny way of telling people no.
That's the sound of the men working on the chain.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Dial in, toll free, bring up anything you want. Our number, 855-450-FREE like freedom. And Free Talk Live brought to you by LibertyStickers.com. If you want to reach people with the ideas of liberty and do it from the back of your car or wherever else you want to put a bumper sticker, you can reach a lot of people with a bumper sticker. And you know people love to read them, so check out the vast selection of witty, poignant, pithy, and downright bombastic liberty-oriented messages available to you at LibertyStickers.com. And yes, they do custom work as well. So maybe you've got an event that you want to make a bumper sticker for or whatever. LibertyStickers.com, that's where we get ours done. So if you want to get a free sample of what their product quality is like, you want a Free Talk Live bumper sticker, just go to promote.freetalklive.com. Our mailing address is there. You should send a self-addressed stamped envelope, meaning, you know, for young people out there who didn't grow up sending mail, that's an envelope where you put your own address on it and then you put your own stamp on it. That way we can easily just drop a bumper sticker into it and drop it in the mail, and saves us time, and you get it for free. We're basically the cost of whatever the stamp is. So promote.freetalklive.com and libertystickers.com for more great bumper stickers. As we continue here in the studio tonight, it's Ian,
Riley,
and Chris.
Let's go back to more of your calls and thoughts. Robert is on the line. He's in Bakersfield watching us on YouTube. Go ahead, Robert.
Man, that was quite an event that happened today. I have no idea. I know it went on for hours. I don't know when it ended. Do you guys have any idea?
We heard it was earlier today, but when you say it was quite an event, I mean, I wasn't paying any attention to it. So what exactly was it that, was noteworthy?
Oh, man. Okay, let's start with just the demographics, because regardless of what you believe Antifa to be, if they're domestic terrorists or whatnot, like the demographics are just, they're everything from the kid that spent way too much time in a liberal university to the gangster that doesn't have anything to do and just hates Trump. It's very diverse. Whereas, did you call them the Proud Boys? I don't know the name of the.
Well, there's two groups on the right of this conflict, it seems like, at least, that we've been able to identify so far. And, we're halfway across the country, or all the way across the country, so we don't really know. We just go by what we can discern. But there's the Proud Boys, and these are the pro-West group that we had one of the applicants call earlier. I think it was last hour. Pro-West, pro kind of misogyny, basically, and claiming to be small government, but at the same time saying that we need a federal government. Right. So, they seem to be confused and probably angry and, whatever. But then there's also the other group, Patriot Prayer.
Yeah, and they just seem to put
and we don't know
on,
what they mean, what they want.
Yeah.
No, yeah, They actually did lead a prayer today. I saw the live stream for probably a good 45 minutes. So I know
it's a long prayer.
It's a long prayer.
If they were intertwined or not. No, I'm not saying the prayer was. I'm saying the live stream that I watched.
Gotcha.
45 minutes. But anyway, so like I said, you have this multifaceted AntiFa group against pretty much ex-military or those that support either the president or the military, or both.
So you agree with Chris then, because Chris said, I think it was you, maybe it was our last call. No, Tritium. It was Tritium, I think, who said this boils down to just people against Trump and people for Trump protesting with one another, against one another.
That's the thesis of this entire riot.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't turn into a riot, apparently, is what people who were there were saying, was that there actually wasn't really any violence of which to speak.
Apparently not between the two groups.
Yeah.
Now, if you check back on the live feed, you'll notice that the right-wing group, they were stopped on a bridge on their way to what could have potentially been a conflict, and they were stopped by police because apparently Antifa was fighting amongst themselves. And that probably, that took probably a good 15 minutes before they were even allowed to, join the protest.
Well, so this does, bring up something I mentioned earlier, the idea that I bet you there are subgroups within Antifa. So there's probably like the Antifa communist hardcore wing, and then there's the Antifa we're just here to hate Trump wing, and who knows what the different breakdowns are there. But anytime you get a group, and we've seen this in the libertarian movement, where anytime you get a group that's larger than like 30 people, you're going to start having disagreements, you're going to start having schisms. Factionalism. They won't agree to how to run their meetings, and then they'll split off as a result of that. And so you'll have as much animosity within whatever given group as you do between the different purportedly opposing groups. So I think that's an interesting observation, Robert. Was there anything more that you wanted to share that you saw from the footage today?
Yeah, man. I just, I don't have a dog in this fight. Whenever you talk about radicalism, which I honestly see is on both sides of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on the earth for over 30 years. I have yet to see what I consider to be a good, noble president. So, Trump, Obama, Democrat, Republican, show me something that's of value.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a good president. I mean, they're all thugs.
There you go.
They're all violent killers. I mean, they don't do the killing themselves, but they hire people to do that. They, are more than happy to destroy people's lives for their own their own legacy and self-aggrandizement.
Try voting harder, Robert. That may help.
Right.
Hey, good call, man. Anything else? Go ahead.
I truly believe, and desperate times, right? But honestly, the way to just put something like this down, hear me out on this. If you had a guy just streak throughout the entire, give the gangster a hug and salute the militant group, everybody would forget why they were there.
Did you say a guy should streak through the event?
Amen.
Thanks for the call, Robert. I appreciate it.
Hey, they make bulletproof cups. You could wear your body armor.
Well, they say here on the Proud Boys website, gay or straight, so they should, they should support the streaking.
I like it.
And the Antifa shouldn't be against streakers, right? I mean, are they
as long as they can wear the black mask? They can cover their face.
Well, he wasn't saying the streakers should take a side. He was just saying that the streakers should streak.
Ideally. Something non-political.
Yeah.
Why not send a streaker through the event and wake everybody up and be like, whoa, what's going on?
Except for the blind people. They wouldn't be able to really appreciate it.
I wouldn't notice a thing.
Yeah. So that was a great call, by the way. Thank you for that. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. You know, you don't see a whole lot of streaking.
It just kind of dropped. It was a thing for a while. There was a song.
There was a YouTuber, Vitaly ZDTV, who did a streak at like a football game once within the last several years. He got arrested, I think, for that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I'm remembering back in the 70s, there was a song called The Streak.
Really?
Yeah.
Who sang it? Do you remember?
Are you kidding? No one.
It was the 70s.
It was,
How would you know?
yeah.
All right, so more coming up here. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. If we get a chance, we'll get back into the Greyhound story where Border Patrol agents, Customs agents demanding identification from innocent, peaceful people. Is this something you want where you live? Do you want to be stopped and demanded papers of? The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. You can join us on this live Saturday edition. It's Free Talk Live. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
I'm crazy about My Magic Mud. This is the most important oral care product created this millennium, and I'm not kidding. We all have different opinions on politics and issues, but we all have mouths. And I want yours to be as clean as possible, with teeth as bright as they were meant to be. I will never be without My Magic Mud. It's a little surprising, but man, does it work. If you only listen to one thing I say ever, go to mymagicmud.com and get 20% off with code FTL. mymagicmud.com, code FTL.
This is a special alert for business owners, consultants, coaches, folks planning retirement, entrepreneurs, and anyone who is saving and investing to build a financial future. You are likely aware that financial privacy for most people has recently died a miserable death. And let's face it, without privacy, there really is no security, is there? Bankrupt governments and banks on the verge of collapse are perhaps the biggest threat to your financial future today. The Lighthouse Law Club recognizes this and has been working diligently to provide safe, secure, and productive tools to ensure your privacy, your financial security, and your future financial well-being, despite the catastrophes which many people fear are looming ahead of us. Find out more with a variety of free videos on the YouTube channel for Lighthouse Law Club. Just search YouTube for Lighthouse Law Club and secure your future today.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you AMP Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
We are back with more Free Talk Live. You're invited to join us here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. And want to say thanks to Lynette Warren. She is a gold amplifier. Lynette is a supporter of what we do here at Free Talk Live, and the AMP program allows you to easily do that for as little as $5 a month. Now, Lynette's doing 10. That makes her a gold amplifier. We certainly appreciate the extra support. But all we ask is 5, and if you want to help us out, help us get on more radio stations. AMP stands for Advertise, Market, and Promote, because it costs money to, get out there and put the show in front of program directors and hopefully get them to add Free Talk Live. We've got over 200 stations so far. We can do more. There's several hundred talk radio stations out there, so it's not unrealistic that we could hit 3, maybe even 400 at some point. But it takes time and it takes money, and so if you want to help us with that, please join the AMP program and get some cool perks like Lynette Warren has done. Thanks, Lynette. Our AMP program is available to you over at amp.freetalklive.com, and you can sign up via PayPal, credit card, and also Bitcoin BTC. It's amp.freetalklive.com. We go to David in New Mexico. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, David.
Yeah, Ray Stevens.
Yes, the streak. We were actually just playing it during the break there in the studio.
Take me back to third grade.
Oh, yeah, 1970.
You were streaking in third grade?
Wow.
Of course, man. And every day since, without a miss.
All right, go on.
So Epstein. So like he's got he went to the effort of buying an entire private island or two to take his teenage girls to and have some fun. Mm-hmm. And then what other property does he have? Let's see. Well, he's got a penthouse in New York. Yep. And anything else?
The Zorro Ranch.
Oh, yeah, he's got it. Yeah, that's it. He's got a Zorro. It's all coming back to me now. Zorro Ranch in Stanley, New Mexico, just outside of Albuquerque.
Which you say was, and do me a favor, back off your phone by like an inch. You're a little bit too hot on the mic there. But
all right.
Anyway,
how now?
Didn't really make a difference. But
how about now?
Not really changing at all. But anyway, so you had called in to say the Zorro Ranch you believed was being, it was named essentially after what was another person who had maybe similar sexual interests, the person who played Zorro on television, you said.
Yeah, well, it's been common knowledge forever that Errol Flynn, who played Zorro in the old movies like whatever, half a century ago, he used to be specifically interested in like 13-year-old girls, 14-year-old girls, and he used to chase them with L. Ron Hubbard, let's see,
really?
Now it's ringing some bells. Scientology. Yeah, there's a Scientology compound in New Mexico as well. It's all coming back to me now.
So are they raiding the Zorro Ranch? I'd heard they raided his houses on the Virgin Islands.
Well, I don't know, but you would think that since there's the islands, and then they got a penthouse, and they've been at the island, they've been at the penthouse, and he's got this ranch, and there's no other properties they really talk about. But in the New Mexico media, there's like zero mention of any New Mexico law enforcement, politician, anybody having any interest whatsoever in whatever Democrats might have been out there partying with Epstein on the land that he bought from the former governor of New Mexico, Bruce King, and his son, Gary King.
Bill Richardson, I mean, there's been a lot of, his name's been in the press a lot. Bill Richardson he was a former governor, right?
Of New Mexico, yeah.
Yeah, Bill Richardson's on my Facebook. He's one of my Facebook friends.
Not that means anything.
He was allegedly a pal of Epstein.
Until you've partied with Bill Richardson at the Zorro Ranch, you're not his friend.
Maybe I have partied at the Zorro Ranch. You don't know.
Thanks for the call tonight, David. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733.
I just can't get the vision of the painting parsing Bill out of my mind.
I don't think we've talked about this on the air.
Yeah, so in Epstein's, in his New York mansion.
Was it New York? Okay.
Yeah, there was a large oil painting. I can't remember all the dimensions, but the largest one was 40 inches, and it depicted Bill Clinton in drag.
Yeah.
Wearing a blue dress.
Wasn't Monica? Didn't she have a blue dress?
She had a blue dress.
That's just weird.
It was just really weird.
And there was a photo of this,
Yeah,
so it's not like we're just going on somebody else's description of it. There's a photo of this very fancy-looking oil painting, which are not cheap to produce, right?
Yeah.
So he hired somebody. Now, as I understand it, the artist didn't create this for Epstein. That the artist had created this painting on his own, maybe is
possible.
I recall seeing that in an article about this. If I'm wrong about that, please correct me. But this guy paid big money for it, regardless of whether or not he asked for it or not. Now, obviously, he was close to Clinton, right? Because Clinton rode on the airplane, aka the Lolita Express, apparently at least like 26 times, according to flight logs.
Right.
So they're close friends, but I mean, I love you, Chris, but I don't think I would ever put a picture of you in, a dress on my wall. I mean, I just don't. There's something weird, like something extra strange about that, isn't there?
There is something strange.
From a lot of reports, that is not the strangest object to art that was found there. Yeah, some other weird stuff. And hey, the guy's got a lot of money. He's spent it on a lot of weird art, but it's interesting because all the right-wing people on my page are like, oh, Bill Clinton, he rode the Lolita Express. But then you have, quotes from, Trump talking about what a stand-up guy this guy is.
Well, Trump turned against him.
Well, yeah, he did. And so has Clinton.
Right.
Clinton said, we haven't talked in years.
Right.
Everybody turns
But they
against
were
him.
buddies.
Yeah.
All of them were.
So it's kind of interesting to watch this.
Things that make you go,
Makes you wonder what government officials are really thinking.
Well, I mean, as was just pointed out in our chat room over at discord.lrn.fm, I mean, you got video evidence of Joe Biden feeling up small children in public. We're not talking about teenagers.
Right.
We're talking about actual children, prepubescent children, and he's putting his hands all over them in some very inappropriate ways.
Joe's sitting there going, why didn't I get to fly on the Lolita Express?
Maybe he did. Maybe that information just hasn't come out.
Possible.
But yeah, well, maybe they would have been too old for him. Maybe that's
possible. Yeah.
Maybe he was offered a ride and he was like, no, out of my range.
I'll wait for the next bus.
School bus, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was horrible.
I mean, it's crazy, though, what this guy gets away with on video, right? All of the allegations about Epstein are just that. They're just allegations about him. Now, they're coming from multiple sources.
Right.
Okay, so I get it, that. And then there's no doubt he had his preferences in the teenage years. But was he a rapist? That's a whole other question.
Right.
There's a lot of allegations, not a whole lot of evidence. With Joe Biden, there's plenty of evidence.
Yeah.
There's video footage of him behaving in some very creepy ways in public.
Yeah.
So if he's doing that in public, what is he doing where you can't see him? And it's scary to think about that.
Yeah.
Because he's untouchable. They can't, not going to go after him.
He's a vice president.
Right.
He is a vice president. He's got Secret Service protection till he dies.
Yeah,
exactly. Absolutely.
Exactly. So if you want to comment here, you're welcome to do that. Let's go to the phones here. Joe is on the line in Maryland. Joe, you're on Free Talk Live. Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, what's on your mind?
Great. Errol Flynn never played Zorro.
Really?
It was Tyrone Power who played Zorro at that time. Errol Flynn played Don Juan. And
probably some other stuff,
Errol
too.
Flynn's second wife was Nora Eddington, and he made sure that he was 18 years old. He made sure she was 18 years old before he, started talking to her and stuff like that.
Interesting.
But she was a newsstand girl during his trial, and what do you call it? He liked her because she was a redhead and stuff. And he got introduced to her, and she wasn't 18 yet. He waited till she was 18, then he started dating her, and then he got married.
Interesting.
Well, thanks for that clarification,
I just read his book, My Wicked, Wicked Ways, so that's why I knew all that stuff.
I appreciate that because, if somebody calls in and says something, we don't know if what they're saying is true or not, so I appreciate the clarification on that, Joe.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call tonight,
Right.
man. We got more on the way. Your calls and thoughts welcome. That's Joe in Maryland. You can dial in just like he did. Our number's 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. That's toll free. Or better yet, get on our Discord server at discord.lrn.fm. Hop into one of those on-air call-in line rooms at the top, and you'll sound almost like you're sitting in the studio with us here on the live Saturday edition of Free Talk Live.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
Would you like to get back that full head of hair from years past? Introducing Reveal from GCNlife.com. Beverly Hills dermatologist Dr. Nathan Newman invented Reveal, which contains polypeptides with natural botanicals and no parabens, sulfates, silicones, or dyes for a salon-quality hair growth product. Reveal. Here's Dr. Newman.
I have treated a lot of patients who lose their hair and they lose their confidence. We've created a unique set of polypeptides, which we call HPT6. The HPT6 contains the polypeptides from 6 different plants. The scalp infusion treatment should be used on wet or dry scalp. The Reveal hair care system is designed to be used for men and women alike.
Get Reveal at GCNlife.com with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So try Reveal today at GCNlife.com or 844-443-6637. Plus a discount up to 25% off for Reveal at GCNlife.com or 844-443-6637.
Fellow Patriots, my name is Todd Savage, founder of BlackRifleRealEstate.com. Like you, I was a prisoner of the alt-left sanctuary state until one day I chose to lead my family to freedom. Today we live on a sustainable 20-acre homestead where we shoot, hunt, garden, and homeschool our children without the tyranny of the nanny state looking over us. If you're ready to flee the city to the freedom of Idaho or Montana, our Black Rifle Real Estate team is here to help. Go to BlackRifleRealEstate.com. That's BlackRifleRealEstate.com.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
Yep, it's Free Talk Live. Moments remain here, enough time for you. If you get on the line with us now, Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms at discord.lrn.fm. Other great features on our website include the Free Talk Live forum, where you can go and interact in a more organized manner because, chat rooms are just sort of the moment, while forums, it's easier to have topics and keep discussions on those topics. So check that out over at forum.freetalklive.com. That's forum.freetalklive.com. So as I said earlier, there is a story about Border Patrol bureaucrats threatening people. Now, the news story says they're just asking in the Miami Herald.
We're just asking for your papers. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right, and that's what they're asking for, except they're, of course, cops. And so anytime a cop asks you for something, it's a lot more intimidating than, a shoe shine boy trying to get you to sit down and, get your shoes shined.
Oh,
right?
God.
It's not the same kind of an ask. Quote, U.S. Border Patrol made a statement. They said, quote, "We have been performing enforcement actions away from the immediate border in direct support of border enforcement efforts and as a means of preventing trafficking, smuggling, and other criminal organizations from exploiting our public and private transportation infrastructure to travel to the interior of the United States. Agents in Florida enforce immigration law while working closely with local, state, and federal law enforcement partners to keep communities safe while securing the coastal borders."
Wow. They are really determined to get back up to Obama numbers. This is what I keep coming back to.
Now, you pulled up a chart, actually, during one of the breaks that showed that during the Obama administration, it seemed like it peaked, started to go up a little bit, the enforcement, compared to what it was during Bush.
It was on a downtrend, even during Bush, and it went further down during Obama, but
Sort of bounced up a little bit.
Trump has never come close to Obama's lowest numbers.
But even Obama didn't come close to Bush's highest numbers.
Correct.
So what you're saying is there's actually fewer enforcement actions now, or fewer successful enforcement?
Well, one could argue that maybe there's just less illegal immigration. If you were constant on your enforcement actions through all this, and I got to think that the budgets haven't dropped.
So is this just measuring deportations or people being arrested?
Deportations or how did they put it? Close the damn page. They had deportations and they had a separate removals.
That's the same thing.
There
was another thing.
Yeah.
There was something else on there.
Yeah,
you'll have to pull that back up.
Yeah.
So let me tell you a little bit more here about this. The presence of immigration officials conducting, quote, transportation checks at transit hotspots isn't necessarily new. However, CPB's enforcement operations, as well as missions by ICE, have been exponentially ramped up by the Trump administration, they claim, as part of the president's vision to fix the country's broken immigration system. Now, you're saying that's just a straight-up lie, according to the data, Chris, because here's the media in the form of the Miami Herald and posted on Microsoft's website,
right?
That it has been exponentially ramped up, that these missions...
Well, okay, they're doing lots of missions that aren't successful because the numbers aren't hitting. And I got the charts and things like that originally from an article about how Biden is under fire from lots on the left because he supported Obama's deportations and when they called Obama the deporter in chief. Now that was a nickname.
How quickly they forgot.
Yeah. So I don't know. If you're throwing people out left and right, you're saying you're doing it more than anybody else, but your predecessor, who you constantly criticize, did a better job of it than you. Sorry, Trump, you gotta beef it up if you're going to get
ultimately, maybe that's all that really matters, right? For Trump is, we've got more missions, we've got more bureaucrats going on more missions. They're looking, they're out there,
they're worried.
We've made the bureaucracy bigger. See, more enforcement. And then, they are getting publicity around the various different enforcements that they are attempting to do, and some of them successfully doing. And that's ultimately what matters to Trump, right, is what people perceive, not necessarily what the reality is. The perception is And that these have exponentially increased, and so therefore people will jump to the conclusion that, well, more enforcement must mean more arrests. But you're saying that's not what's happening.
Yeah, these charts are the information, the data comes to us from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The slides are put together by, believe it or not, CNN. That's where this story was, titled "Yes, Obama deported more people than Trump." But context is everything. Trump's still evil, so don't lose sight of that. But in 2000, under George Bush, you had deportations. They say removals or returns. I'll have to look at what, but they returned over 1.6 million people to their country of origin. That is down to around 175,000 estimated.
So a tenth.
Yeah. As far as removals, which I would call a deportation, Obama hit highs well over 400,000. Trump has never passed 200,000. So,
quote, people know that people can't fly because of their illegal status, so what do? They take trains or Greyhound buses. This is known especially to ICE and CBP, said a prominent South Florida immigration attorney who sits on the board of the American Immigration Lawyers Association. And as we talked about previously, Greyhound does have some, know your rights information out there. So I'm really glad to see that that's happening, so that they can inform people of what their rights are, because people don't know. You're not being taught in government school how to turn down a police offer of a search. Because when they ask you if they can search, or when they ask you for your papers, that usually means they don't have a legal right to know. Like, under their own system, they don't have enough evidence to suspect you, or to, actually search you. They don't have enough probable cause to actually search you with just because. They have to ask you for permission. They don't have the ability to demand your ID. Now, in some states, they actually can, like state police or whatever can demand identification. But these federal guys don't have the ability to demand it necessarily, because you're not at the border. Right. So, but you need to learn how to say no to that.
Yeah, and they need to make sure that's in multiple languages, because a lot of these people, they're not even from the country. If they are here illegally, they probably have a cursory knowledge of what their rights may be, and that's it. And they're going to be vulnerable.
CBP agents, according to federal law, don't need a warrant to, quote, within a reasonable distance from any external boundary of the United States, to board and search for aliens in any vessel within the territorial waters of the United States in any rail car, aircraft, conveyance, or vehicle. Meaning they could board your vehicle and search for aliens anytime they want to.
Here in Keene, New Hampshire, absolutely.
But that does not mean that they can demand you show them your identification.
Correct.
They don't have the right to search in your pockets for that. Now, I'm not an attorney, but that's just, that's my understanding of these situations. And I'll tell you that the time that we went through, some of the Free Talk Live co-hosts and some of the folks from Fork Fest a couple of years ago went through a immigration checkpoint inside New Hampshire. They didn't want to do anything to us once they saw the cameras.
Right, that was it.
So take cameras is the moral of the story, right?
Well, yeah, if you've got video, then you actually have evidence of what it was that transpired. And then it's not just your word versus theirs about what allegedly happened there. So, of course, if CPB or BP or whoever they are, these goons, if they come onto a bus where you're on, pull out your camera.
Right.
Get these people on the record. And, if you feel comfortable doing it, ask them some questions. And if you feel like you are, you know your rights and you want other people to know their rights, you don't have to be all quiet. Oh, no, agents. Right. People walk into a courtroom, they all get quiet. It's like this weird religious thing. You don't have to be quiet with these agents around. You can say out loud, hey, everybody, make sure you record video. You can say, hey, don't forget your rights are to, you don't have to show ID to these people. Right. You don't have to show ID. You don't have to let them search you. You can just announce things like that in these circumstances and let people know.
I think if more people did that, people would be more aware of their rights, and the goons would stop hopefully harassing people, but
well, would they stop? They have a tendency to pick on people, the ones they think they can get away with. But certainly, if they were being turned away at every bus, yeah, then they might actually give up at some point.
One would hope.
But the likelihood that that's going to happen anytime soon is pretty slim. Hey, thanks for joining me, guys, here tonight.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Our pleasure.
Check out Riley's daily digest of Free Talk Live. Go to feeds.freetalklive.com. He boils it down, a 3-hour-long radio show, into about a 30-minute highlights reel. So check that out, and we'll see you tomorrow night. You can join us online over at freetalklive.com. Enjoy your weekend.
Good night.
Anarchadelphia is a conference dedicated to the principles of liberty, individual sovereignty, and freedom from coercion, located in Philadelphia, the cradle of liberty. Anarchadelphia seeks to shed light on issues such as geopolitics, blockchain economics, spiritual health and wellness, as well as exposing the Earth's sacred hidden knowledge, featuring Mark Passio, Max Egan, Derek Brose, Jeff Berwick, and many more this September 13th through 15th. For info and tickets, visit anarchadelphia.com.
I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
Questioning Authority is coming up next, live after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,502. Silver at $16.96, and Bitcoin is trading around $10,930. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, the morning of Jeffrey Epstein's death, shouting and shrieking could be heard from his jail cell, according to CBS News, while guards attempting to revive him were saying, "Breathe, Epstein, breathe." The Mind Unleashed reports that Epstein, who was reportedly in good spirits recently, meeting with his lawyers for up to 12 hours a day to discuss his case, was found hanging in his lower Manhattan jail cell with a bedsheet around his neck, which was reportedly secured to the top of a bunk bed. On Monday, Attorney General William Barr said the Epstein case was personally important to him and that the prison had, quote, serious irregularities, end quote. Notably, the staff at MCC reportedly violated prison protocol by failing to check on the high-profile inmate every 30 minutes. Epstein, whose defense attorney successfully lobbied for him to be taken off suicide watch about a week before he was found dead, was also supposed to have a cellmate. In a rare show of bipartisanship, the House Judiciary Committee has sent a letter to the acting director of the Bureau of Prisons demanding answers. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven, and believes so strongly in the power of Kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of Kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Farmers facing record bankruptcies and collapsing incomes due to President Donald Trump's escalating trade war with China were not amused by U.S. Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue's joke about their economic pain during an event in Minnesota last week. Perdue told an audience of thousands of farmers gathered in a barn near Morgan, Minnesota, quote, "I had a farmer tell me this in Pennsylvania." And then the punchline, quote, "What do you call two farmers in a basement? A wine cellar," end quote.